representatives from the community, the communities are there. So I will try to use English and Hindi both in together. And so, namaskar, namaste, good afternoon to all, and also to all of you, the Navaratri के जो त्योहार चल रहे थे, उसके अभिनंदन, and congratulations to you, or to our the best wishes to you. So this where clinic Department of Science and Technology division has started. The reason is कि भारतीय विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्रालय different जो डिपार्टमेंट्स है उनके थ्रू बहुत सारे जो टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप किया है जो कम्युनिटीज के लिए, उसमें सीड एक है जो जिसको जाना जाता है सीड और समता सशक्तिकरण विकास के लिए विज्ञान प्रभाग सीड डिविजन। हमने काफी सारे ये इसका जो टेक्नोलॉजी जो डेवलप हुआ है जो भारत सरकार के डिफरेंट जो रूरल डेवलपमेंटल प्रोग्राम जैसे नेशनल रूरल लाइवलीहुड मिशन और स्टेट में जो SRLM और आजीविका के नाम में जाना जाता है, और महात्मा गांधी MGN नरेगा, उसको सशक्त किया है। लेकिन हमने जो हमारे जो रोल और इस जो ये कोविड-19 के बाद जो हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जो आत्मनिर्भरता का जो कॉल दिया है, उसमें हमने सोचा कि आत्मनिर्भरता खाली जो फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत स्कीम्स के तहत है उसी से खाली नहीं आता है, जब तक ना जो ये नॉलेज, जो साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशंस की नॉलेज हमारे जो समाज तक जा सकते। तो इसलिए हमने जो सिस्टेमिक में जो गैप है, जो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एब्जॉर्प्शन कैपेसिटी जो समाज और कम्युनिटी के अंदर, और जो NGOs का नॉलेज अपडेशंस अबाउट द इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज, और जो नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की जो रिसर्च वो हमारे जो फील्ड लेवल की जो रिक्वायरमेंट है उसी के साथ लिंक और उसी के साथ अलाइन करने के लिए, तो ये जो सिस्टमिक गैप है इसी को एड्रेस करने के लिए हमने सोचा कि ये और पैंडेमिक के टाइम में ये जो वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म है, इसी वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म्स के एडवांटेज लेते हुए एक वेब क्लिनिक शुरू किया जाए। हमने इसको वेब क्लिनिक इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि हम यहाँ जो प्रॉब्लम की डिस्कशन ही खाली नहीं करेंगे, उसको कैसे समाधान हो सकता है सिस्टम लेवल पे, फील्ड लेवल पे, उसकी भी चर्चा करेंगे। और उसके लिए हमने जो कोलैबोरेशंस किया है ऑफिस ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल्स साइंटिफिक एडवाइजर ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड और विज्ञान प्रसार के साथ फीकी और जो सिविल सोसाइटी से WWF है, इसको अग्नि एक PSA ऑफिस के अंदर ही है। और इसमें सबसे बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण जो हमारे भूमिका निभा रहे जो इंडिया साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इनोवेशन पोर्टल जो विज्ञान प्रसार मेंटेन करते हैं, और इसके तहत हम एक प्लेटफॉर्म हम बनाना चाहता है जिसमें से जो लोकल लेवल के जो प्रॉब्लम उसको हम इसी में आप लोग ले आ सकते हैं, और उसकी सॉल्यूशंस एक जो कोलैबोरेशंस की तौर पे जो NGO और कम्युनिटी और नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की कोलैबोरेशंस की तौर पे हम ये वेब उसके बाद डिपार्टमेंट जो भारतीय विज्ञान प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग और दूसरे जो विभाग है के थ्रू हम इसको ले सकते। तो इससे जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत का जो टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन जिसको हमारी उम्मीद है कि उसको सशक्तिकरण, इसके तहत हम ये जो ब्रिज है, जो गैप है, उसको सिस्टमिक गैप को हम ब्रिज करना हम प्राइवेट लिंकेज के तहत टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे लोगों के लिए और हमारे जो ग्रास रूट है उसके एब्जॉर्प्शन कैपेसिटी और सशक्तिकरण के काम चलते हैं। ये सोचते हुए हमने डिफरेंट पिलर्स है, जैसे एग्रीकल्चर एंड एलाइड सेक्टर्स और एमएसएमई, इकोनॉमिक सेक्टर, सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। हम ये वेब क्लिनिक ये दूसरा वीक है, हमने 3 वीक लिया है एग्रीकल्चर एलाइड सेक्टर्स के लिए, और 2 वीक एमएसएमई इकोनॉमिक सेक्टर्स के लिए, और 2 वीक सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर्स के लिए, और 1 वीक क्रॉस सेक्टोरल एरियाज। हर वीक में एक दिन, जैसे आज 20 तारीख है, ये एसटीआई फॉर सोसाइटी है, जिसमें नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के जो एक्सपर्ट्स वो बताएंगे कि जो सिस्टम लेवल पे नेशनली, स्टेट और उसके नीचे क्या टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल है, जो कि और नए जो नए उभरे हुए जो टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसकी एडवांटेज एनजीओस एंड द कम्युनिटी ले सकते। और दूसरे दिन जो जो कम्युनिटी एनजीओस एंड द कम्युनिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ये बताएंगे कि क्या प्रॉब्लम्स से उन्होंने क्या सॉल्यूशंस जो नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के साथ कोलैबोरेट करके हो सकता है। बहुत सारे केस में उनके पास जो लोकल तकनीकी है उसको कैसे ये जो नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का कोलैबोरेशंस करके उसकी इंप्रूवमेंट किया जा सकता है। तो यही जो फ्रेमवर्क हम सोच रहे हैं कि एक क्रॉस कोलैबोरेशंस, एक ब्रिज इसी के तहत, और इसके लिए हमने आईएसटीआई जो पोर्टल है उसी को इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं कि उसमें खाली ये जो हम ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं और जो सोशल मीडिया के साथ आप लोगों से जोड़ रहे हैं वही नहीं, हमने कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि एक जो दोनों साइड से एक नॉलेज ट्रांसफर के लिए जो जो पहले जो कदम है वो इसी आईएसटीआई पोर्टल की तहत हम ले सकते हैं। आपके साथ पहला वीक का जो हमारे एक्सपीरियंस है उसको थोड़ा सा शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, जिससे पता चले कि क्या हम कैसे आगे चलना चाहते हैं, और इसके ऊपर आप लोग कमेंट्स भी कर सकते हैं। जैसे पहली हफ्ते का जो फर्स्ट वीक में जो 15 तारीख को एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन इनोवेशंस में हुआ था, उसमें जो अपॉर्चुनिटी जो उभर के आया, हमें लगा कि जो इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट है वो एनजीओ के साथ मिलकर एग्रीकल्चर मेट्रोलॉजिकल एक एग्रीकल्चर टेक्नोलॉजीज और इम्प्लीमेंट्स बना रहे हैं, इनके साथ मिलके एक और कम्युनिटी एनजीओस के साथ मिलके एक कंबाइंड प्रोजेक्ट हो सकता है। स्केलिंग अप हमने देखा कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी सीआरई लैब्स और सीएसआई के लैब्स जो बना रहे हैं उनके जो एनजीओस के साथ तक ले जाने आने के लिए ये एक सिस्टमिक गैप है कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी हमें कम है, जो कि फिक्की के तहत और हमारे एमएसएमई मिनिस्ट्री के साथ मिलकर हम इसको एड्रेस कर सकते हैं। और हम ये भी देखा कि एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आईएसआईटी जो हमारे आईएसटीआई पोर्टल है उसके तहत नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एंड एनजीओ के लिए एक लोकली सुटेबल टेक्नोलॉजीज गैलरी बन सकता है। टेक्नोलॉजी those are local और लोकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के साथ मिलकर क्या कर सकते हैं, उसमें हमने देखा कि जो कोलैबोरेशन उन्होंने रिसर्च कोलैबोरेशन मिशन की महाराज ने दिया था कि इतने सारे और नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ कोलैबोरेटिव है,
Sir, we lost your voice. Audio.
हमने देखा कि एक जो डिस्कशंस हुआ था, अब तक लैब टू लैंड प्रोग्राम चला हुआ है हमारे ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशंस की बात से, बट अभी समय आया है जब लैंड टू लैब प्रोग्राम जाए, जिसमें एक कम्युनिटी और साइंटिस्ट मिलके को क्रिएट इकट्ठा क्रिएट करे, जिसमें हम किसानों को जो इनोवेटिव आइडिया है उसको लेके और हमारे साइंटिस्ट उसी के ऊपर काम करें कि उसको अपस्केल करिए और लोकली प्रोड्यूस टेक्नोलॉजीज जो नॉलेज जो बहुत सारे एनजीओ के पास लोकली प्रोड्यूस टेक्नोलॉजी है, हम प्रोग्राम ऐसा भी हो सकता है इसको हम ये जो लोकली एनजीओ के पास जो टेक्नोलॉजी है उसको हम एक ही जगह में लाके और उसको एक प्रोग्राम के तहत हम ओपन कर सकते हैं, जिसमें नॉलेज ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस उनके साथ मिलके उसी टेक्नोलॉजी की इम्प्रूवमेंट कर सकते हैं। बहुत सारे इंटरवेंशंस की जो आइडियाज वहां से निकल के आए थे, जैसे कि वन स्टॉप टेक्नोलॉजी मार्ट्स की बात हुआ था कि जो एनजीओ और जो कम्युनिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट टेक्नोलॉजी की बात, नॉट नेसेसरीली लो कॉस्ट। ये दूसरा भारत है। खाली जब पहले हम सोचते थे कि रूरल टेक्नोलॉजी मतलब एक कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव लो कॉस्ट होना चाहिए, बट बात आ रहा है कि रूरल टेक्नोलॉजी मींस जो एफिशिएंसी ले आता है, जो आजीविका की सिस्टम के अंदर, नॉट नेसेसरीली लो कॉस्ट, और डाइवर्स लाइवलीहुड सेक्टर स्पेस की जरूरत है। सर्कुलर रूरल इकोनॉमी जो सस्टेनेबल फार्म प्रोडक्शन और न्यू लाइवलीहुड अपॉर्चुनिटीज चाहिए, सो दैट एक खाली अपस्किलिंग नहीं, एक सस्टेनेबिलिटी की चिंता हम ले आ सकते हैं। और टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट फॉर लोअर इनपुट कॉस्ट, एनहांसिंग प्रोडक्टिविटी, रिड्यूसिंग लॉसेस, ये नए जो टेक्नोलॉजी से ये हमारे जो डबलिंग फार्मर्स इनकम की तो एक नई दिशा दे सकते हैं। और जो हमने डिस्कस किया था कि डिसरप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज की अभी हमारे सरकार कह रहे थे कि आप लिप फ्रॉगिंग के ओर जाओ, ना कि छोटा छोटा जो पहले से हमारे जो इंक्रीमेंटल इनोवेशंस था उससे एक लिप फ्रॉगिंग इनोवेशंस पे जाने के लिए हमें डिस्ट्रिक्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज लाइक डेटा एनालिटिक्स, जो लोकल डेवलपमेंट और फार्म की ये जरूरत है। फार्म प्रोडक्टिव एनवायरमेंटल परफॉर्मेंस के बीच ऑप्टिमाइजेशन होना चाहिए। वाइड स्प्रेड कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोग्राम्स की जरूरत है, जो कि कम्युनिटी के साथ जो नए टेक्नोलॉजी और एनजीओ के साथ मिलकर हमें ये करना जरूरी है। और आईएसटीआई जो प्लेटफॉर्म है, इनको खाली हमने पहले दिन सोचा था कि इससे हम खाली टेक्नोलॉजी शोकेसिंग कर सकते हैं, बट उस दिन जो डिस्कशंस हुआ था एनजीओ के साथ की ये ट्रबल शूटिंग प्लेटफॉर्म के रूप में भी आ सकता है। तो ये हर दिन की जो डिस्कशंस है उसके तहत हम ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज को निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। और आज भी हमारे उम्मीद हुई है, इसमें हमें आपकी सहयोगिता की जरूरत है। आज जो एनजीओज और कम्युनिटीज जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस बात करेंगे, आपकी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो, चैलेंज हो, जो आप ये आईएसटीआई पोर्टल्स में यहाँ आप डाल सकते हैं। हम कोशिश करेंगे और जितना जल्दी आपके ये आंसर देने के लिए, और नहीं दे पाए तो हम जो लोग हैं उनके पास ये भेज के आपकी सहायता करने की पूरी कोशिश करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। ये हमारा कंटेक्स्ट है, जिस कंटेक्स्ट में हम सोच रहे हैं। और आज हम शुरू करते हैं जो आज की सेशन, और इसमें मैं पहले आमंत्रित करता हूँ डॉक्टर रेणु अग्रवाल, जो कि डॉक्टर अग्रवाल जो CFTRI माइंसो के रिटायर्ड साइंटिस्ट है, लेकिन उनकी कर्म जीवन के बाद उन्होंने जो समाज के लिए जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल नॉलेज ले आने के लिए समर्पित काम कर रहे हैं। और मैं इनवाइट करूंगा डॉक्टर रेणु अग्रवाल टू शेयर द इमर्जिंग पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज फॉर न्यूट्रिशन, क्योंकि आज हम आज डिस्कशंस कर रहे हैं पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज में। और आत्मनिर्भर भारत में खाली मैं और एक बात दोहराना चाहता हूं कि खाली फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में नहीं, जब तक ना हमारे आजीविका सिस्टम्स का अंदर की जो सशक्तिकरण हो, जिसमें न्यूट्रिशन, हेल्थ, जो कि एक बड़ा एक इसमें मुद्दा है, तो इसकी तो डॉक्टर रेणु अग्रवाल हमें इसी के ऊपर बताएंगे। डॉक्टर अग्रवाल प्लीज।
नमस्कार, आप सभी को मेरा अभिनंदन। सबसे पहले तो मैं डॉक्टर दत्ता फ्रॉम DST, I would like to thank you for inviting me today and I will go ahead with my presentation. Shall I start with my PPTs?
I think, madam, the better will be we can present it centrally. Then it will be easy to manage the bandwidth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
आप बताते जाएंगे, we will change it.
आज के आप टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में बहुत the next slide please. हेलो, या जैसे आज के
आवाज आ रही है मैम?
आ रही है ना? हाँ, कोरोना टाइम में आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि सभी लोग ये चाहते हैं कि हमारे शरीर में कोई रोग नहीं हो, और ये रोग क्यों नहीं होगा? जब हमारे में इम्यूनिटी होगी। इस इम्यूनिटी को ये डेवलप करने में दो तरीके की इम्यूनिटी होती है, या तो हमारे शरीर में इतने एंटीबॉडीज हो कि हमारे को रोग नहीं लगे, या हम डाइट के साथ कर सकते हैं। ये डाइट जो है, जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स हैं, दो प्रकार के होते हैं, एक मेजर प्रोटीन, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स एंड फैट्स, और माइक्रो मिनरल्स जैसे कैल्शियम, मैग्नीशियम, फास्फोरस, जिंक, सेलेनियम, और विटामिन्स और पानी। Now RDA, what is the recommended daily allowance for each person is 65% of the diet हमारी कार्बोहाइड्रेट की होनी चाहिए, 1 ग्राम पर केजी ऑफ बॉडी वेट हमारा प्रोटीन का होना चाहिए, और 3 से 4 टीस्पून ऑयल एंड 1 टीस्पून घी। कैन आई हैव द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज? सो इसको लेने के लिए ये देखा गया है, NIN ने देखा है, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन ने, कि इंडियन डाइट्स जो हैं मिलेट्स में और लेग्यूम्स में 30-30% कम रहती है, और अधिकतर लोग, अगर हम कॉमन अपने कम्युनिटी में देखें, तो दाल चावल खाते हैं। तो सीरियल और पल्स बेड जो है वो बहुत ही विटामिन्स में और मिनरल्स में जो है बहुत कम होती है। तो अगर हम इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज करें तो हमारा सोल्यूशन क्या है? अगर हम सोचे तो ये सोल्यूशन है बायो फोर्टिफिकेशन, या हम सप्लीमेंटेशन करें। इसमें अगर देखा गया है तो ये चिया और किनवा दो ऐसी, अभी दत्ता जी बता रहे थे कि लेट अस वर्क फ्रॉम लैंड टू लैब। सो इसके लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि अगर हमारे पास इस तरीके के कोई पौधे हों जो कि हमको पूरा न्यूट्रिएंट वेजिटेरियंस को स्पेशली दे पाए। तो चिया जो है वो साउथ अमेरिका का नेटिव है और बहुत ही हाईली न्यूट्रिएंट है, बिकॉज इसमें ओमेगा 3 फैटी एसिड्स हैं 60%, प्रोटीन है 20%, डाइटरी फाइबर है उसमें 40%, और एंटीऑक्सीडेंट एक्टिविटी, ये सभी जो है हमारे ब्रेन को, कोलेस्ट्रॉल को, प्रोटीन को, बोवेल मूवमेंट को, और जितने भी रोग हैं उनको बचाती है। इसी तरह उसमें हाई विटामिन है और मिनरल्स लाइक आयरन एंड कैल्शियम। आपको पता है आयरन जो है वो जो है एनीमिया को प्रोटेक्ट करता है, तो आयरन भी है इसमें और कैल्शियम भी है। तो जिया कल्टीवेशन जो है खाली 6 महीने की क्रॉप है, जो 2 बार आप उसको उगा सकते हैं। आज हमारे साथ बहुत सारे किसान भाई, बहुत सारे NGOs जिनको मैंने बताया है, ऑल इंडिया प्रेसिडेंट भी हैं जिनके साथ हमने ये काम मिलकर किया है, वो सब हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं आज यहाँ पर। सो जो चिया कल्टीवेशन है वो 2 बार किया जा सकता है। एक तो है वो रेनी सीजन में, जबकि जून जुलाई में, क्योंकि ये गर्म, बहुत फोटोसेंसिटिव प्लांट होता है चिया, तो वो गर्मी में एकदम जो है मुरझा जाता है। तो एक तो हम बारिश के बाद जून जुलाई में, और दूसरा जो है अक्टूबर नवंबर में, रबी और खरीफ। इस तरीके से अगर करें तो ये देखा गया है कि किसान भाइयों को 300 से 350 kg 1 एकड़ में मिल जाती है। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज, द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। तो हमने इस, जब मैं रूरल प्रोग्राम कोऑर्डिनेटर थी CFTRI में, तो हमने सारे किसान भाइयों को देश के एकत्रित किया और हमने एक ऑल इंडिया फार्मर्स एम्पावरिंग वर्कशॉप की, जिसमें हमने CFTRI की तो टेक्नोलॉजीज दिखाई ही, बट साथ ही साथ हर एक किसान को हमने 100-100 ग्राम बीज चिया के और किनवा के दे दिए। उन्होंने उसको उगाए। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। अब मैं बात कर रही हूँ जो दत्ता जी ने बोला, फ्रॉम लैंड टू लैब। तो हमने आत्मनिर्भर भारत की ओर, जो हम हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी बोल रहे हैं डबलिंग फार्मर्स इनकम, उस स्टेप की तरफ हमने ये इस कदम को बढ़ाया। और हमने असेसमेंट किया कि हमारे पास एक्चुअली 1000 फार्मर्स आए थे, तो हमने ये कर्नाटका में एक रैत मित्रा कंपनी बना ली है, जो कि जिसके हेड जो है शांत कुमार जी हैं, वो यहाँ पर आए हुए हैं, और उसमें से हमने 186 फार्मर्स को चुना। उसमें से हमने 20% को असेसमेंट के लिए लिया। नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। जब हमने देखा कि 88% ऑफ द फार्मर्स उसमें से 3 से 4 क्विंटल चिया 1 एकड़ में उगा पाए। 3% फार्मर्स ऐसे भी थे जिनको 4 क्विंटल भी मिले, That was depending on the soil conditions and उनका क्रॉप मैनेजमेंट कैसा है। अगर क्रॉप मैनेजमेंट बहुत अच्छा है, सॉइल बहुत बढ़िया है, CNK में सब जो है उनके सल्फर भी है, पोटेशियम भी है, फास्फोरस भी है, तो यील्ड जो है ज्यादा हो जाती है। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। तो मार्केटिंग के लिए हमारे किसान भाइयों को कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो हमने क्या किया कि इन किसान भाइयों को हमने एक न्यूट्री प्लैनेट कंपनी है बैंगलोर में, उससे उनको जोड़ दिया। तो जितने भी बीज है न्यूट्री प्लैनेट कंपनी, अब तो ये न्यूट्री प्लैनेट कंपनी उत्तर प्रदेश में आ गई है, राजस्थान में आ गई है, बरेली में है, तो वो हर जगह से किसानों को फायदा पहुंचा रहे हैं और इस सीड्स को खरीद रहे हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। सो ये न्यूट्री प्लैनेट का क्या मिशन है और क्या विजन है हम देखना चाहेंगे। तो न्यूट्री प्लैनेट जो कंपनी है, आप गूगल पे भी जा सकते हैं इसको, और आप देख सकते हैं कि हमारे देश में जो प्रधानमंत्री जी आजकल कह रहे हैं कि हम लेट अस हैव डबलिंग द फार्मर्स इनकम, उसके लिए कितनी सही जाती है। तो ये बात एक तो है ये इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजी है, फंक्शनल फूड है, और दूसरा ये है कि ये पूरा जो है हमारा न्यूट्रिएंट, जो हम कह रहे हैं बैक्टीरिया का इन्फेक्शन नहीं हो, हमारे वायरस का इन्फेक्शन नहीं हो, उसका सब लेती है। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। यस, NIN ने एक सर्वे किया जिसमें उन्होंने देखा कि जो हमारे यहाँ गुजरात में, राजस्थान में, कर्नाटका में, मध्य प्रदेश और दिल्ली तक का जो रीजन है बहुत ही माल न्यूट्रिटेड है। वो प्रोटीन में भी उसकी डेफिशिएंसी है, ओमेगा 3 फैटी एसिड में भी डेफिशिएंसी है, और उनको कोई बैलेंस्ड फूड नहीं मिल रहा। उनको एक्चुअली पता ही नहीं है कि हमें क्या खाना चाहिए। तो फार्मर्स जो है, और सूखे से फार्मर्स स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। तो जब हम डबलिंग ऑफ फार्मर्स इनकम की बात करते हैं, तो ये जो चिया और किनवा है उसको आप कम पानी में उगा सकते हैं। जब सूखा पड़ता है तो हमारे सारे किसान भाई परेशान हो जाते हैं। हम उनकी परेशानी कैसे दूर करें कि उनको फायदा भी हो जाए और परेशानी भी ना हो। तो अगर हम इस चीज को देखें तो ये चिया और किनवा जो है, एक तो न्यूट्रिशन भी पूरा है इसमें, और उसे पानी की भी जरूरत नहीं है, और खाली 6 महीने की क्रॉप है। और न्यूट्री प्लैनेट जो है आगे होके इन सभी को खरीद रहा है। ये न्यूट्री प्लैनेट की जो है पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट प्रोसेसिंग उनकी टेक्नोलॉजी है, वो खाली बीज लेते हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। और ये जो कल्टीवेशन का एग्री टेक्नोलॉजी है उन्होंने CFTRI से लिए। तो ये जो है लेके वो क्लीनिंग करते हैं, वो चिया सीड उनकी R&D लैब है, और वहां पर ये डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स को बनाया जाता है। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। यहाँ अगर आप देखें तो बीज भी बेच रहे हैं, ब्लैक है, सफेद है, और ये न्यूट्री बार्स भी बना रहे हैं। लेट अस सी व्हाट आर दीस न्यूट्री बार्स। द नेक्स्ट वन। या उनका जो सोल्यूशन है, उन्होंने क्या किया है, इसमें राइस फ्लेक्स लगाते हैं, ज्वार लगाते हैं, ओट्स हैं। इन सभी में आप देखिए कितना न्यूट्रिशन है। आलमंड्स, डेट्स, बेरीज, पीनट, टर्मरिक। आजकल अमूल भी आपको पता है कि जैसे हल्दी दूध आ गया है, इसी तरह ये टर्मरिक भी इसमें ऐड कर रहे हैं, कार्डमम फॉर फ्लेवर। तो ये जो है, नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। इसी तरह चिया की न्यूट्रिशन बार है जिसमें ओमेगा 3 फैटी एसिड्स है, जिससे कोलेस्ट्रॉल ज्यादा नहीं होता, आपका ब्लड प्रेशर सही रहता है। प्रीबायोटिक फाइबर है। प्रीबायोटिक एंड प्रोबायोटिक जो है बहुत ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं जो कि हमारे गट को अच्छा करते हैं। तो ये ऑर्गेनिजम्स भी इसमें ये लाइव कल्चर्स डाल रहे हैं। एंटीऑक्सीडेंट प्रॉपर्टीज है, मिनरल्स लाइक आयरन एंड कैल्शियम सप्लीमेंटेशन कर रहे हैं। ये सब इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज है जो कि हमारे न्यूट्रिशन को और हमारी इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ा सकती है। तो ये कंप्लीट प्रोटीन है इसमें। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। इसी तरह क्विनोवा की जो है ये न्यूट्रिशन बार्स, वो ग्रेन प्रोटीन है, कंप्लीट प्रोटीन है इसमें, और लो ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स है। वो बहुत जरूरी है कि अगर ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स लो है तो लोगों को डायबिटीज की भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती। और डाइटरी फाइबर है, तो इससे क्या होता है, बोवल मूवमेंट भी सही रहते हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन। इसी तरह थोड़ा सा, हाँ, हमारे यहाँ बैंगलोर में एक मिस्टर लक्ष्मी नारायणन है जो कि ही इज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इनोवेशन इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट। मैंने आपको सभी के एड्रेसेस दिए हैं ताकि हमारे जितने भी किसान भाई हैं या NGOs हैं, इन सभी से मैंने बात कर ली है, दे आर रेडी फॉर कोलैबोरेशन, सो दे कैन हैव कोलैबोरेशन विद अलोंग विद DST और व्हाटएवर दे लुक इन फॉर फ्यूचर। सो ये जो है अलग अलग पाइनएप्पल से, गुआवा से, मैंगो से फ्रूट बिट्स बनाते हैं, मैंगो बार्स बनाते हैं। एक्चुअली उन्होंने मुझे प्रोडक्ट्स भेजी और मैंने टेस्ट करी। इवन ये कैरी जो होती है, रॉ मैंगो, बहुत ही बढ़िया है। 8 से 12 kg का जो फ्रूट है आपको 1 ग्राम का प्रोडक्ट देता है। मैडम इसमें विटामिन A और ये सभी, इन्होंने इम्यून बार्स भी ये बना रहे हैं। इसमें इम्यून बार में जिंक सल्फेट ऐड कर रहे हैं, इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन्स, इम्यून एजेंट्स ऐड कर रहे हैं, तो इससे इमीडिएटली, आई डोंट नो इफ वी कैन टेस्ट फॉर कोरोना आल्सो, ये इम्यून बार्स बना रहे हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज, द नेक्स्ट वन। सो क्या है इसका फोर्टिफिकेशन? आई थिंक इज द रोल। NIN ने एक सर्वे किया, उसमें देखा कि अगर फोर्टिफिकेशन, बायो फोर्टिफिकेशन किया जाता है और वो अगर 6 महीने लोगों को दिया जाता है तो T सेल, CD4 सेल, CD8 सेल्स जो है वो बढ़ जाते हैं, बोवल मूवमेंट लोगों के अच्छे हो जाते हैं। मदर डेयरी भी आपको पता है कि वो बहुत सारे प्रोबायोटिक और प्रीबायोटिक प्रोडक्ट्स बना रही है और इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन्स जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाते हैं। मैं DST को सजेस्ट करना चाहूंगी कि फूड पार्क्स इज अ वेरी गुड आइडिया, क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है कि कुछ NGOs या कुछ स्मॉल मीडियम इंडस्ट्रीज जो है वो बड़े बड़े इक्विपमेंट नहीं खरीद पाती, तो अगर हम फूड पार्क बना दें कि जहां से इक्विपमेंट वो आए, यूज कर ले उनको, और फिर नेक्स्ट जना आए तो इक्विपमेंट में यूज होते रहेंगे और वो उसका लोगों को भी खर्चा नहीं पड़ेगा। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज, द नेक्स्ट वन। या another product is innovative product is spirulina product. ये वेलिसन न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल्स है जो कि पुणे की है, और एक यूनिट इनकी मैसूर में भी है। एक्चुअली आजकल बोल रहे हैं कि स्पिरुलिना चिक्की जो है, लिटिल बिट, हाँ ये नेक्स्ट वन दे दीजिए। या सो स्पिरुलिना चिक्की जो है वो भी कोरोना के अगेंस्ट वर्क करती है। इट इज वेरी गुड टू कॉम्बैट कोरोना। सो इसमें कैंसर, एंटी कैंसर प्रॉपर्टीज हैं, इसमें एक एंजाइम है, एंटीऑक्सीडेंट एंजाइम है, सारे मिनरल्स हैं, ट्रेस मिनरल्स हैं, विटामिन बी है, फाइकोसाइनिन एक नेचुरल कलरेंट है, और एंटी एजिंग प्रॉपर्टी, बिकॉज बहुत से लोग आजकल एंटी एजिंग में, मतलब हम बुढ़े हो रहे हैं लेकिन एज नहीं दिखना चाहते। एसेंशियल फैटी एसिड्स है, कैरोटीनॉइड्स हैं, एसेंशियल, सो इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कंप्लीट फूड। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। एक और कंपनी है जिसको कहते हैं अन्नपूर्णा, इट इज अ ट्रस्ट। दीज पीपल आर ऑल्सो वेरी मच इंक्लाइंड टू वर्क अलॉन्ग विद DST और अदर NGOs। इन्होंने एक MOU साइन किया है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ कर्नाटका के साथ, जहां पर इन्होंने अपना एक मिड डे स्कीम बच्चों को खिला रहे हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। इसमें अगर आप देखें तो उनके न्यूट्रिशनल फैक्ट्स जो है, अगर 75% ऑफ द RDA आयरन है जो ऐड कर रहे हैं ये लोग, और 50 to 60% मैग्नीशियम, जिंक, कॉपर, सेलेनियम, जो कि इम्यूनिटी को बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ाता है। सो जो न्यूट्रिशन है इसका, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज विद न्यूट्रिशन, विद फॉर प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन, फॉर टॉडलर्स, फॉर टीनेजर्स, आई थिंक इट इज अ वेरी गुड आइडिया। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। CFTRI टेक्नोलॉजी के ऑप्शंस अगर हम देखें तो हमारे साथ डॉक्टर माछे जुड़े हुए हैं जो कि पैनल डिस्कशन में बोलेंगे, तो मैं कल ओनली आई विल गिव अ ओवरव्यू कि एनिमल प्रोडक्ट्स, बेकरी, बेवरेज, सीरियल, कन्वीनियंस फूड्स, फूड मशीनरी, फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स, फर्मेंटेशन प्रोडक्ट्स, प्लांटेशन एंड प्रोटीन, सभी तरीके की टेक्नोलॉजी CFTRI में है। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। सो अगर हम सीरियल्स में देखें, मेनली अगर मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि ग्रेन बेस्ड जो है, इनके पास मिलेट बेस्ड नूडल्स हैं जो कि आई थिंक इज द इन टेक्नोलॉजी ऑफ द डे। इसी तरह हाई प्रोटीन फाइबर जो है बेकरी प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, मल्टीग्रेन प्रोडक्ट्स हैं। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। सो अगर हम emerging technologies of pulses देखें, actually this is my technology which is I am happy to share with you. It is the most downloaded technology of CFTRI on the fermented. I am from microbiology department. Most fermented and idli and dosa batter ready to use. ये malls में आपको मिलता है, हर तरीके के malls में हर जगह मिलेगा कि idli and dosa batter, जो कि हमने उसमें probiotic culture हम add करते हैं। Next one please. एंड इसी तरह टेक्नोलॉजी ऑफ प्लांटेशन क्रॉप्स है, अबाउट वर्जिन कोकोनट ऑयल। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। टैमरिन कैंडी जो हमको पहले एयर इंडिया में मिला करती थी। फूड मशीनरीज हैं डिफरेंट। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। These are the books which have been authored by me by how to make food safe, utilization of agricultural waste for high valued products, and probiotics to give us better health. The next one please. So, ये हम गांव-गांव जाके हमने लोगों को एम्पावर किया, एनरिच किया, और किस तरीके से हम लोगों को सशक्तिकरण किया। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। Yes, the next one. These are different areas we have gone when I was the rural program coordinator, taking my team to different rural areas and the multigrain and different bakery products. The next one, disabled. हमेशा लोग समझते हैं कि disabled कुछ नहीं कर सकते, तो उनको हमने हल्की सिंपल टेक्नोलॉजी सिखाई है। ये सब डिसेबल्ड टीनेज बच्चे हैं और इतने खुश हैं आज जो पैरों पे खड़े हैं अपने। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। उनका हमने सशक्तिकरण किया। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। ये महिलाओं के लिए, महिलाओं को मोस्टली ऐसा देखा जाता है कि उनको जो है हार्वेस्टिंग का एक मिनट, हार्वेस्टिंग का काम दे दिया जाता है, तो उनको हमने ये पापड़ मेकिंग मशीन सोवेनियर हमने 3 भाषाओं में निकाला, इंग्लिश, हिंदी और कन्नड़ा, जिसमें हमने डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज को उनको समझाया। हमने मिलेट से पापड़ मेकिंग मशीन दिखाई, गांव-गांव से आए हैं सारी वुमन और आज अपने पैरों पे खड़ी हैं। तो उनको हमने नेक्स्ट मंथ प्लीज सशक्तिकरण करके दिखाया। ये बहुत, ये देखिए आप, कैन इज अ बून फॉर फार्मर्स। मीडिया ने इसको बहुत सराहा। द नेक्स्ट वन प्लीज। Some felicitations. The next one, please. The next one. So I would like to thank DST for giving me this opportunity, and I hope there will be a lot of people who can collaborate and make use of these recent technologies from land to lab, as our Dattaji told us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal. I think you have brought the already the land nearer to the lab, and you have shared your experience through how you have seen that how the scientific informations can go to the to the general mass for improving the science and technology absorptions about a better quality of life. And unless and until we are confident about ourselves itself, the Atma Nirbharata cannot come unless there is an like in our secretary in the last during inaugurations talked about the Atma Vishwas, and that Atma Vishwas to the knowledge for us is that what we are looking for. And thank you very much for sharing. Please be with us if there are the questions from the the NGO and the communities. We will like seek your help to answer.
Yeah. I will be there. Thank you, sir.
And the post-harvest technology has a big role of the technology per se, the technology which are required for our conditions. And ICR, the CIFET is in such an organization which has worked in these directions. And I request Dr. Singh, Dr. R.K. Singh from CIFET, ICR CIFET Ludhiana, to talk about that the ICR technologies which the the NGOs and communities can take, and we'll discuss about that and how we can do so. Dr. Singh, please. Dr. Singh.
Thank you, Raksha. I am very grateful to the DST who has given me the opportunity to interact with you all, and it's my pleasure that I will be putting my technology in front of you people so that it can reach to the greater masses through you all.
Yes, Dr. Singh. Okay, yeah. Here's the presentation, please.
Yeah.
So if you can put your video on, we will close our video. Please, if you this in this virtual world still, and the human face is still it like it links us. So please, if you can put your video on.
So I think it is this. Oh, now it's okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We can see you now. Okay. We can see you now. Please.
Yeah. So, is it in slide mode, please? Slide show mode? No.
No, it is PDF. This is the PDF because it is easier to manage the bandwidth. Yeah. You can tell the next slide.
Okay. Next, please. So this is I think most of you all might be knowing about Central Institute of Post-Harvest Engineering Technology. So this is a premier institute under the umbrella of ICAR, and the same was established in 1989. Till then, many milestones or many great heights it has measured, and many things it has done for the common entrepreneurs and farmers or industries of this country. So since 1989, our institute has generated technology 80, and out of 80 we have been able to commercialize 50 technologies, and the total number of licensee at present we have 135, and now 30 technology is yet to be commercialized. So our rate of commercialization is around 62%. Next, please. Okay, next slide. Okay, so some of the things which premier national importance work ICR CIFET has done, the post-harvest study it has conducted during 5, 6 and 1314. So because of the intervention of the different institutions, including our institute, the loss reduction has been by 2% from 2056 to 2013-14. So this is one of the achievement. So annual saving in that way, if you are reducing 2% losses, it means at present you are saving 36 crore rupees per annum. So further, because of this 2% saving, 12 to 15 million tons of the food grain and horticulture produce are being added to the food basket of the country. And one of the mandate of our institute is also establishment of the APCs, agricultural processing centers. Just like farm machineries, custom hiring centers are there. So APCs, agricultural processing center, till now during 17-20 we have been able to establish 131, but so far till date we have been able to establish around 360. So employment generation through one APC, through all APC, what we have generated, established around 3 lakhs manpower per year. Next, please. Okay. So one of the main, apart from this, our institute is having plastic culture AICRPs, All India Coordinated Research Project on Plastic Culture, Engineering and Technology. And this is the second generation, or you can third generation agriculture technology, and it's a high white collar technology. Means you have to grow the crop under high value crops, low volume high value crops under protected cultivation. So a beautiful structure, conducive structure for the microclimate of the crop is erected, and under this structure it is cultivation is practiced. So advantage of this thing is that we are getting blemish free, good quality produce, and moreover 5 to 6 times more yield we are getting under protected cultivation. So this is also one of our premier area of work. And we are also entering into the aquaculture gadgets. So feeder, hatchery, we have developed. ICR CIFA is our one of the center for development of the feeder and safe hatchery. And because of one hatchery, 45,000 income one person can get in 1 year. So you don't need to have a pond, you don't need to have natural pond or constructed pond, just a hatchery drum we have manufactured, fabricated and tested, and all the required gadgets and fittings are there. So artificial environment you are giving to the fish so that they are breeding and you can sell the fingerlings. So around 4 crores per annum this technology all over our country is saving. Next, please. Next, okay. So while what will be the norms for food grain storage, FCI and state warehouses? This study also we have conducted. Little later, just after 2 minutes, I will come to the machinery parts. So we have given recommendation under the FCI godowns, what norms we have to follow, though they have their own norms, but we have conducted study, and wherever we have found some lacuna, we suggested, and I'm happy to share that they have accepted also. So establish the fumigation chamber. We received a complaint from the Maharashtra farmers that when they are exporting grapes to the New Zealand, they are facing problems. A particular insect pest is damaging their produce. So then we constructed a fumigation chamber, and then we have given the entire protocol of the fumigation, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. So now it is being used by the farmers, and now they are getting benefit out of this. Next, please. Next, okay. Then machinery also we have developed, and this is our primary area of interest and mandate. So since then we have developed many machineries, and now it is in public domain also. Next, please. One by one, I will be dealing with this one. Okay, next. Okay, I want to highlight this one under Atma Nirbhar Bharat. You see, Honorable Prime Minister, we told once, I have heard him telling that we are exporting wheat grains and importing chapati. This is the same thing I am going to highlight. We are exporting de-oiled soybean and groundnut cake, and then from there we are importing the protein isolates. Because soybean, groundnut, we are using only for the oil, and we forget that it is containing great amount of protein. Either we are exporting it or we are feeding it to the cattle. And we have developed a non-chemical methodology for extraction of protein isolates. Though at present other countries are using, but they are using HCl, hydrochloric acid, for precipitation. Now, with the help of particular strain of bacteria, we are going. We have developed one methodology so that we can precipitate the protein out of the de-oiled cake of soybean and groundnut, and we can produce protein here. We don't need to import if you can do this one. And this is a very simple. Just lower down the please, lower down, so that I can see the upper slide. No. Previous one. Yes. It's the plant is very simple. You have you are seeing three components. One is the extraction tank, centrifuge, and precipitation tank. Then you have to filter it and dry it. So this technology, only drawback of this technology is, I will not say drawback, because that is the essential part all over country. Other technology also it is required. 1:20 liter. If you want to produce 1 kg protein out from this method or for any method, around 10-12 liter of water is needed. So high demand of water is required. That's why people are hesitating. Number one. Number two, well-established DuPont company is in this field, multinational company. So we need to have courage to compete with that one. So in that way, I request our honorable government to give some encouragement to our local entrepreneur so that this can be established in our country. And this technology, I am sure, around 600 crores per annum, it is going to save for our country. Next, please. Next, please. And this you see very clear cut by pictorial view. When we have added the microbial strain, a clear precipitation of the protein is inside. The first one is the soybean protein, another one is the groundnut protein. So these are the two sources which we can utilize for production of the protein isolate, which is used in many health drinks or health foods. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. Next. Yeah. And this is also earlier one also, and this also pectin extraction. This is also from waste to wealth, you can say. In that category, these two technology falls. So now, from peels of the oranges, quinoa, we can extract pectin. Large amount of pectin is found into peels, and then we are wasting it. No, please lower down. Previous one. And we are importing. We are throwing the peels, but only problem is that how to collect those peels. Say, orange, when it is used in a factory for juices, a collection can be made. But when the local level, individual level or household level it is consumed, it is difficult to collect. but some mechanism can be evolved for collection because it's a very precious thing. And we have developed a pilot plant, a small pilot plant that can be scaled up for adoption on the industry basis level. So it has the potential around 100 crores per annum to save, because we are importing pectin of this worth every year in our country. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. So makhana, actually makhana is the main cash crop for Bihar and Chhattisgarh, some part of Madhya Pradesh also. So a lot of drudgery is involved. So it is grown in the pond, it is roasted in the open pan with the high heat manually, and then it is popped manually. So that was a challenge for us. And then our institute developed the makhana roaster, makhana, say the complete line, makhana processing plant. Now you no need to establish in your house manually. You have to roast it and then pop it with the hammer and. So now the complete machine is popularized, and 5 plants have been established, which is working very fine, very nice. And we have licensed this one to 2 companies, Jwala and one in Ambala. So this includes raw seed washer, because these are the unit operation involved in the makhana processing. Washing, for that we have prepared a raw seed washer. Then grader. You have to grade the seed, then only roasting and popping will be efficient. So grader is important, and we are able to grade into 7 grades. Because when uniformity in the seed is there, then only you will be getting uniformity in the size and shape of the popped makhana. So that affects your marketability of the produce. So grading is important. Then roasting, then popping machine. So and then again, popped makhana also you can grade it. So complete line we have developed, and the whole process, the makhana recovery is around 40 to 45%. And when people are doing manually, if you leave apart the drudgery, 35-40% popped makhana they are getting. So the cost of one plant is around 25. And that can be increased in other makhana can be increased as a domesticated crop, I should say. It can be incorporated into cropping system, just like it is not at all a wild crop. Now farmer can grow in their field. The technology has been developed. ICR Research Complex Patna Center is having one center at Darbhanga, particularly on makhana. They have developed the entire package of practices for cultivating makhana in field, not in the pot. Next, please. Next, please. Next. Okay. Now, this system mechanized fruit bar manufacturing process. Now the people are becoming health conscious, and instead of the toffee and other things, now a fruit bar, leather, they are preferring. So drying of those leather, because in our childhood days, even now also in the villages, when the ripe mangoes are there, we are taking out the pulp and spreading on thin spread and drying in the sun, and then we are getting aam papad, aam sattu, whatever you call it. So same thing, it is a fruit bar, maybe the mango, maybe the guava. So main important is the drying system. When you are drying it, its color will not change. It should not change. And the drying should be uniform, so that deterioration in storage it should not take place. So refractance window drying system, it is not coming directly in contact of the flame. It is water is heated, then steam is coming out, and that steam energy is drying the things. So this system is also developed, and it can be used for mass production of leather of any fruit. Next, please. Can we have next, please? Yeah. Next. Yeah. Then chili destarting machine. You may feel that it's a very small intervention.
Dr. Singh, this is Dr. Datta. I just request you to like go a little quickly because we have to manage time on this.
Okay. So, sir, how much time you are giving from now on, sir?
Maybe in another 5-7 minutes, if we can complete.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will manage. I will do it. Thank you. So, chili destarting machine, around 320 crore rupees is annually spent to destart the chili, so that it can be converted into the powder. So this is the first kind of the machine we have developed, and this can be popularized particularly in the chili growing areas. Next, please. It has been patent has been filed now. So body making machine in the village level or in the FPO's level. So body is one of the important component of our diet, and till date we are making by hand. Our mothers, sisters, they are making by hand. So now our institute has developed one machine for this one. So automatic machine, you put the dough and then the same size it is coming continuously. So that has also been licensed to companies in Ludhiana and Ambala. Now the quality sensing system is also there. When you are putting something there, when light is glowing, then you can know our foods are deteriorating or not. Next, please. Next. Yeah. So many persons are now coming under the frozen pea grains. So this is a challenge, how to depot the pea. So now for this one, we have a small around 40-50 kg per hour machine we have developed. It's a very simple one, and shelling efficiency is very high, around more than 90%. So that can also be popularized for small entrepreneurs. Next, please. Next, please. And these machines, so roller flaking machine. So flaking machine, it is available everywhere, but it's on a large scale. So for a small FPO, the small self-help group, it was required by them. Then we developed it around 80 kg per hour. So from the rice, you can get the chira flakes. So on a smaller, around 80 kg per hour. Next, please. Next, please. Oh, next. Okay. Now meatball making machine. So nowadays everybody is coming into the frozen food sector in the business, and then mincing the meat and then converting into the ball. That is a challenge. If you are making by hand, it takes a lot of time. Around 4.3 times higher processing capacity than the manual operation. So this machine, you mince the meat and feed into there, then it will give you the balls. So that can be used for frozen food. Next, please. Next. And then there was a great demand for live fish carrier system. So people are selling the dead fishes under the ice. So we introduced this one. It is licensed to a Jalandhar company. Everything is fitted and the fish are live here. And then people vendor are roaming in the villages are door to door, and they are getting more price. So this is also one a very simple thing, but very useful thing. This has been developed under the sponsored project. Next, please. Next. Okay. So next, please. Then dealing machine is very common nowadays. It has become very common. Next, please. Sunflower dealing machine. Then pomegranate aril extraction. When you want to convert into pomegranate juice, then taking out the arils is very tough job. So it has been licensed to some Pune company, and now it is in the market. Next, please. Next, please. Okay. Then fully automatic pneumatic controlled custard apple pulper. It has been licensed to one company in Rajasthan, and around capacity is 100 kg. So small interventions that need to be done for mechanizations. Next, please. Next. So compact fruit grader, because grading is one of the important. We have conducted one study. The same lot of the kino are bare, ungraded, and the same you are grading into 2 or 3 grades, same quantity, and then selling around 27% more income you are going to get from the same amount of quantity of the commodity, just by grading. So this is one of the important. So for oblong fruit, bear, anola, and not for oblong, bear, anola, tomato, this grader can be very useful. Otherwise, graders are coming in the market, they are very high cost. Then cryogenic grinding. Cryogenic grinding, we have indigenized this one. This technology is available, but when you are to import it from the outside, it will be around 20 lakh. Now, what we have licensed is around 5 lakhs. So, intact of the aroma and essential salts in the spices that will increase the quality, and the indigenous grinding, cryogenic grinding machine is available, and it is licensed to one of the umbrella company. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, it's okay. Groundnut water. Next. Next, please. Okay. Now I was talking the last one. I was talking about the APCs. Now APCs, people are forming a group and then establishing some of the processing unit, and then apart from them, they are making their own brand also and selling it. So this is a very profitable business in the rural areas or in the production catchment. Next, please. Next. This is our study. Average net return around 6 lakhs per unit. Next. And then next, ये dal mill. Now dal mill is rice mill. You have seen machines, but dal mill is a very challenging one. Challenging in the sense we have been earlier, it was around 50-60% efficiency. Now we have come up with this one machine which are giving around 72 to 75% for the pigeon pea and 78 to 80% for the chickpea and black gram. So very highly efficient, and it has been licensed to in the Maharashtra, and now it is estimated, we have conducted an impact study that around 35,000 से बढ़ करके 1,85,000 तक इसको अगर लगाने से आदमी का इनकम हो सकता है. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. आगे, हाँ आगे चलिए. नेक्स्ट. चलिए, ये तो इम्पैक्ट स्टडी है उसी दाल मिल का. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. Yeah, insect trap. When you are putting the thing into the storing the thing, the losses occur due to insect pest. So trap we have devised, and now that trap can be installed in your storage, and it will attract the insect, and it will not affect your produce. Next, please. And now this is very important. Millet thresher cum pulver. Now our government is giving emphasis on the millet processing and popularize the millet because of health benefit and because of the advantage enhancing income to the disadvantaged area where rainfall is less, where millets are grown. Now this is the system which can thresh, and in the same machine a purling also can be done. It's a highly efficient machine, and the Saharanpur company has taken a license, and more than 10,000 what we have confirmed yesterday, 10,000 they have sold it. Next, please. Next, please. Next. Okay. And this is one way of the solar tunnel dryer. Instead of putting the things on open field, you cover the polythene sheet, and the area around 20-25 degrees Celsius temperature will be more inside the structure from the outside, and drying will be faster. Your color will be intact, no contamination with the soil or dust. So it's a very good thing. So solar tunnel dryer can be used for any commodity for drying. Next, please. Next, please. Next. Okay. Okay. Now this is the things which we want to, because phosphine is used for fumigation, and to replace the phosphine, so some of the other alternative we are trying, and we have been able to devise a CO2 concentrate, CO2 fumigation rather than the phosphine. So we have seen that mortality we have achieved 100% with the concentration and exposure time. Next, please. And next, please, the last one. Now, So microwave assisted disinfestation of food grains also. So we are passing our food grain to the microwave system. The germ insect are killed, and then we are packing it and keeping it for a long time. So it will be very good option, but only it's a new technology. But only thing, we have to reduce the cost. That is the main challenge, and that work is going on. Next, please. Next. Yeah. So thank you very much. We have been able to give insight our technology. This is the around 70% we have been able to tell. Many other small gadgets are also available. And if any person are interested, they can contact to director and send their request, and we can provide the list of the machines available and also the manufacturer available in the country. So these are required for the Atma Nirbhar Bharat, but we can. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Singh, for giving a comprehensive, the idea about that the technologies which have been developed at CFET and which are available. Just one question is that, if someone from the other part of the country wants this type of things, do you have a manufacturer's, the network available?
Yeah. We are giving the license non-exclusive. If somebody else wants license, we can give. Or if some client wants the machine, we can give the address of the manufacturer, and we will ensure that reasonable cost is charged, not the exorbitant. That is the thing. Okay.
So if our, the NGO networks, they want to take in this advanced, the implement, so it is possible, through the contract.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
We will not supply.
Request. Yeah. But
we will not supply. We will give the address of the manufacturer of that machine.
Yes. So, and we will put that into our. We will put it also in the in our this ISIT. The portals where we are having this the dialogue. There we will put these details also of that, so that people can access.
Sir, for our information, sir, we have provided the list to the MOFPI, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, and under Atma Nirbhar Bharat, they are popularizing it and putting on their website and other things.
Dr. Singh, your the talk has already invoked a lot of interest. So I request you to be with us so that after these sessions we can take some questions. Because
okay, sir.
Dr. Singh, one more question is there. What Dr. Datta is saying, look, you have shown number of machineries. Can it will be scaled down or up if, as per the requirement of raw material? That kind of support will be available from CFET?
Support means we can design the things and we can approach to the manufacturer to lower down or to manufacture it of a smaller capacity. Because we are working.
Yeah, in the village, you see, in the landscape, it depends upon if we are looking for some processing equipment, and the capacities we have to decide based on the availability of raw material. That's what happens in some of the program and projects. So in that sense, we are looking for whether CFET, that's what you are saying, through the manufacturer can be done.
Yeah, through manufacturer, we can scale down the design and then we can hand over to the manufacturer, and because we don't have manufacturing units, sir. So
okay, fine.
Okay. Fine. So we'll come back to you. Thank you very much, Dr. Singh. And now in the context of these post-harvest technologies and in the basic requirements of human being, that in what we say roti, kapra, or makan. Now coming to the kapra and the fiber, the fiber part of it, the Center Research Institute of Allied Fibers is there, and here with us, this is another ICR institute, and I request Dr. Gaurankar, the director of IJAF, to share with us that what is the opportunity in this, the jute and allied fibers we have, and what type of a new, the opportunities we can create for in collaborations with the NGOs for our communities and different part of the country. Dr. Kar, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And you know that I am from Central Research Institute for Jute and Allied Fiber. So when we talk about the jute and allied fiber, we can say that The institute is basically the Heritage Institute. Earlier it was in Dhaka. Then after partition, it was shifted to our country. And now your present campus is the Barakpur. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. You're very much audible. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So next, please.
you can be visible by putting your video on, Dr. Kar. That will be good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, why it is not running?
No problem. No problem. Otherwise, you can continue. Yeah, that's fine.
Let me see. Okay. So the strength of this institute is it deals with the research and development on 6 natural fiber crops like jute, mesta, remi, flax, shishal, and sanen. And all I can say that is unique in the country, not only in the country, but also in the world. Nowhere in the world does research and development of 6 natural fibers. So there is but still it is untapped. You know that only 10% or 15% of its potential has been exploited. That's why still there are crores of rupees of fiber requirement we meet through import. So this is the opportunity that DST has given to us to make at least natural fiber production in the country Atma Nirbhar, because most of the fibers, unfortunately, in spite of this research facilities, technologies, package, countries' land, we import 80 to 90% of the natural fibers, except jute. Jute, all these organizations with the DST's effort, will reduce the import of the natural fiber. So what I am telling, it has 5 million people's livelihood now depends directly or indirectly on the jute only. It creates 10 million mandates, exports earning 2,400 crores per annum for jute. But again, we import, we do again another 10,000 rupees crore per annum. So this is the unfortunate scenario. But it has high commercial value, textile, agro-textile, automobile, aviation, railway, entire broad spectrum of industry. It has huge scope, like paper and currency note is only obtained from the natural fiber, as we know. It has huge scope in pharmaceutical industry, food industry, like CFT Rai, madam has told already, that nutrition, that food, that leaf, jute vegetables. Once upon a time, it was used, and you know that rosal calyx, this is anti-cancerous and a lot of nutritional values. Similarly, from sisal leaves, that is alkaloids, anti-inflammatory alkaloids is there. So, a lot of industry we can give the inputs and natural fibers. And this reminds us the that dialogue that when God created the first man, he took him and led him around all the trees of the garden and said to him, look at my works, how beautiful they are. Take care that you do not corrupt and destroy my universe for you. If you destroy it, no one will repair it after you. So this, now we have realized that we are destroying our ecosystem and forest for a lot of things, but we have the renewable, biodegradable fibers which can substitute the deforestation at this stage and can save our environment. So this has huge high ecosystem service value, natural, biodegradable, can replace plastics. When you talk about that replacement of the plastic or banning, and we have already realized that use of plastics, once it has come into our country, into the world, because it is cheap, durable, but now we have realized that it is not environmental. We are going against the environmental ethics. So the natural fiber is the only options. Now, you know that jute has highest carbon dioxide index because besides the economic value, it is giving huge amount of environmental value. Because when we are talking about Atma Nirbhar, we have to talk about Atma Nirbhar in our clean and green environment. And for that, the natural fiber is the option because it has phytoremedial properties. It has huge byproducts like jute sticks, 27 lakh ton. And that can be used for biofuel, newsprint, particle board. And for your information, it is totally unutilized. But in Bangladesh, They are having many factories of utilization of jute steel. Then Sanham, it is a very good green manure. It can enhance, we have talked about the soil health management, and it can improve the entire country's soil health by reducing 50% nitrogen requirement, particularly in rice, and so nitrous oxide emission. Shisha is a very good crop for watershed management because it can grow poor and marginal land, stabilize slopes, improves proper and marginal land, but it has a lot of economic value. Next, please. So it has directly fulfills the national goal, or that sustainable development goal. We can do the import reduction and export promotion. It is just equivalent to make in India, make for the world, and Atma Nirbhar Bharat. This is actually we need because in spite of all we are importing, but we should this aim it first. Doubling of farm income, replacement of plastics directly linked with the Clean India program, a Swachh Bharat mission of Government of India. We are reducing greenhouse emission by reducing the natural fiber. So it has directly linked to the Paris Declaration of Science-Society-Setu Development Goal. And the fiber crops and a lot of immunity boosting nutritive compounds. So Ayushman Bharat and Poshan Abhijan, it can be linked. Now we see that next. We'll discuss the crop-wise potential is a very quickly. Next, first for jute. Next. So you know that if we want to use the jute fiber for our traditional use, like that 100%, that packaging act, now we have to store the 100% grains in the jute bag, plus the 20% sugar into the jute bag, and there are a lot of traditional use. In addition to that, if we replace plastics like with 2 kg, 5 kg, and 10 kg capacity plastics bags, if you see that the right box, we need 8 lakh bale per annum more. So in addition to the traditional use, now we are targeting that how much additional we need to replace the plastics. And if we replace folder or fish bag, 1 crore per annum, and if we manufacture geotextile of 1 lakh meter per annum for apparel, composites, and paper and medicines, in addition to the traditional need as per, to by 2030, we can say 170 lakh bale, but presently we are around 100 or 110 lakh bale. So there is a lot of opportunity, but our technology, our variety is available to produce that. And under 2 scenarios we have taken. Suppose present area is 7.5 lakh hectare. If it is fixed, there is no scope of area expansion, then we have to increase our productivity from present 2400 to 3700 kg per hectare. That is very much possible with our variety, and most of the varieties has potential is 400. So we have to bridge the gap of the yield gap to reduce the import of the fiber. But in that case, if we increase the 5% area per year from 7.5%, and that case from 2400 to 2900 kg per hectare, we can improve the yield. So that is very much possible. And if we bridge the yield gap, replacement of plastics, the requirement fulfilling will be there, and also the traditional. So this is the area of projection. Next. Now, jute post-harvest technology. One is, as I already told, that we have to bridge the gap and to reduce the import, and to make the quality fiber production in India. First is the constraint is the quality certified seeds, because most of the around 15 companies and the 15 that different non-government organizations, they are producing the seeds but not quality. So we can supply the breeder seed to them, and this is a huge opportunity. There are 200 crores of business in the jute seed, because nowhere in the world jute seeds are produced except in India. There are a lot of scope to export, and entire Bangladesh seeds we export that type of varieties. So the first is the how to produce the certified varieties of the jute seed from the breeder seeds. We are having very good quality breeder seed. The next is from the fiber, the how to produce quality fiber. Then from previous one, please. Then from fiber to fabrics, so this is a small scale industrial help is required, but from fabrics to products that which can replace the plastics, we are having technology here. We are already empowering the self-help groups and other people. So another scope is quality fiber, fabrics, and fabrics, jute fabrics press products. And another is the jute leaf, that is medicinal values if you want to exploit, because it is a very, very, that popular food in the South Africa, South America, and many countries like even China, Japan. And they take the frozen leaves from Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is one of the jute producing country. But unfortunately, this industry is not so popular in India. Many people approaches us, but that has to be standardized. And it is a very good source of all the nutrients, vitamins, even 10 times than most of the vegetables, even leafy vegetables, spinach. So this is again very good prospects for the export of the jute leaf. So next.
Dr. Akbar, I request you, because we have to do the time.
Yeah, very quick. So I will very quick. Yeah, so there is one scope is the participation in 200 crores of jute industry, and to make the Atma Nirbhar with quality fiber productions, and there is a huge demand in the market, even international, national market. So next. Then I have already told that Atma Nirbhar in high grade fiber production is needed, and for that we have having technology. Next. Next, please. So this is our technology. We have already commercialized this product that is called Cryjaf Shona, and which makes the fiber high quality TDN1 to TDN3. And presently, 2 franchises there, only 60 to 700 million tons products annually they are producing. But demand is presently 24,000, and it will go up to 5,000 if we cover all the areas. So there is a huge opportunity for this to improve the quality of the fiber, and it is available in powder as well as the liquid formulation. Next. So this is innovation in rating process. Earlier, actually, that Bangladesh, there is a misnomer that Bangladesh fiber was good because they do with free flow water. So we have also from this year we have adopted, you can say that have implemented this technology, how to free flow water can be employed for the jute rating process, and we have found that high quality fiber, the TDN1 and TDN2 grade fiber, and that will meet the industrial demand for the diversified use. This is a huge, bonus in our jute rating process for quality fiber. Next. So now push towards jute diversification. Earlier, most of the fibers were used for the, that now the sacking, Hessians, and 85% only others. But now we have to get this opportunity on the single plastics ban. Next. And there are a lot of opportunity for value-added products, like, from household things, from bags, from file, folders, office bags, and we have having infrastructure to train them. We are trained in the groups. Presently, we are doing for self-help groups, and it is, that a lot of, indents we are getting from the different ministry to produce that, for the WhatsApp and other things. But unfortunately, to lock down the physical meeting is held up. And I think that from next year, there will be huge demand when Ministry of Environment and Forest is advocating not to use the plastic folders and other things. So these are the value-added products from fiber and fabrics. And we are having very good variety for fine fiber production and also technology. Next. So jute as a leafy vegetable, I have already told, it is very popular, including in India, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and but medicinal values have to be trapped. We have already done some. It is rich in protein, beta carotene, potassium, calcium, and it is good for health. So this is again opportunity, and link can be to the Ayushman Bharat. Next. Then jute stick, I have already told around 29 lakh hectares jute of remain unutilized or underutilized. But there is a scope to utilize it In Bangladesh, 50 factories are there to produce byproducts from utilize this. But India, so far, hardly one has approached us, but that is also not. So there is also the scope is there. Next. So this is again little known wonder crop, Mesta. It has it can, that our variety is there, ANT150. It can produce biomass of 60-70 ton per hectare. And it is a very good source of paper pulp and bioethanol production. And it can reduce the deforestation of our country. So it can be linked to the paper factory. And you know that it is a two form. It is Kenaf and Rosal. That calyx type of Rosal, we are having only one variety in the Kryza because calyx type of variety is not available. And we have developed our lines. You know that flower calyx can be used for natural colors manufacturing, walls, making pickles, making chutney, and also it has medicinal value. It is anti-cancerous. So a lot of utilizable products can be produced from Rosal calyx. And it is only one variety is available with us for calyx Rosal. Next. So there is opportunity. So participate in the Mesta seed industry for producing the Kenaf biomass. It is huge value in the paper pulp industry and also the bioethanol production because this is really untapped part. And also we can do the Rosal because it has huge impact in the food industry as well as the medicinal industry. Next. So this is making biofuel from Mesta. We have developed some protocol. Next. And this also, the paper pulp industry can link to the Mesta to substitute the deforestation because it is totally untrapped. And we have developed 2-3 varieties that can be used, the forest plantations to produce paper pulp. So, next. Next is the flax. It is a totally we import from the European countries. Because earlier there was not good varieties, not good fibers were available. But now recently we have developed one very good variety and that is the world best now we can say JRF2. So we can minimize, rather we can replace entire import and we can manufacture in India. And it is, that linen is the produced from the flax fiber. So now at present, Indian manufacturer of linen fabrics, the totally import, and there is a scope for expansion of these crops in India now and to produce the linen fabrics in India. Again, it is Atma Nirbhar in linen production in the country. And it is to inform that till now, total import around 40,000 crores of rupees we spent to bring the linen fabrics for European countries, in spite of our technology and variety. And this is JRF2 is the best varieties of flax. Next. So I'll request the NGOs that participate in flax certified seed production and area expansion linked to the industry because the industry is ready to take it. Our internal market is ready because they import a lot of flax fiber for linen production for European countries. Next. And we have having action plan how to produce this. You know that the linen fabrics from flax, it is a machine we have developed here, and this is the JRF2 variety that Ministry of Textile, they are releasing that fabrics produced from the flax variety JRF2. So there is a huge opportunity to substitute, you can say, to reduce the import, even to replace the import, and even export of this flax fiber, which produces the linen fabrics. Next. Next, please. Then another is wonder crop, seashells, that can be utilized to develop the poor and marginal land, but very strong fiber. You know that in the gel, that hanging thread is twins use from this seashell crop. It is highly strength biodegradable fiber, and its composite is the substitute of wood-based plywood, which is extensively now used in aviation industry, railway coach, automobile industry because of its lighter weight, but very strong. It can substitute the plywood. But again, unfortunately, we are importing all the almost 80% of the sisal fibers for outside country. But we are having varieties, we are having technology, we are having fiber extraction techniques. So here also the marginal and poor lands can be utilized. So I will say that participate in sisal expansion and conservation program. Where composites, it can be reduced to the plywood. Next. And this is the fiber extraction and baling at ICR Chrysler, that you know that fiber is just like a silky fiber, very strong. Fabrics is very strong, and it can substitute the forest plants. Next.
Yeah, Dr.
And also
Kaur,
it has
please
medicinal.
manage the time. Yeah.
Another 2 slides. So this is again the Rami. This is again silky fiber, the best, strongest natural fine textile fiber in the world, obtained for the bark of the plant. But unfortunately, again, the area is limited, and there are a lot of manufacturing, the currency notes, cigarette papers, woody portion can be used for produce several biodegradable products, plywoods. Again, there is a scope of expansion is there. Next. So participate in Remi expansion and extraction apparel quality fiber. We are having technology. Next. And these are the Remi fabrics prepared from different type of other products. Very good apparel quality fabrics. Next. Produced in different parts of the country. Then again, the last crop is the sun, which is also a very good fibers, and particularly it is very good green manure, succulent, decompose easily, grow within the 50 days, and very much incorporated in the rice-based cropping system. Just before rice, if we grow this, and there is a huge demand of seeds for the green manure, and it can reduce the nitrogen requirements of 50% in our country. So next slide. So participate in SANAM certified seed production, huge demand in our country, and it can minimize that nitrogen requirements, also environmental value, and economics value also it has. Next. So this is, I just summarized that what are the technology products process of ICR Chrysler to be transferred to make the country Atma Nirbhar, not only in the economy and natural fiber production, but also Atma Nirbhar in clean and green environment, what we call the Swadeshi, the Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy. So certified jute seed production, huge demand in the country. Certified mesta seed, flax is totally means untrapped. Sanam also huge demands in seed production. Nursery management for sisal and Rami, I have already told these 2 fibers. Almost 80%, 90% are imported to fulfill our domestic demand. We are having good products, Kaijab Sona microbial formulation, Trichoderma bioagent to get the good fiber quality, then fiber extraction machine, jute lab vegetable products, foreign leaves, and jute and allied fibers for diversified products for plastic replacement. Next. Next. Then we can say that process, the bioethanol production from jute, we have tried many crops, Indian, but we have not tried so far the Kenab Mesta, which is having huge opportunity for bioethanol production. The in-situ jute redding based farming system, redding with free flow water, biochar and other things from jute stick, then juice, jam, jelly from roselle calyx. It has huge medicinal values, anti-cancerous, and supply of raw materials for industry. So if we can sensitize our industry and through NGOs, we can supply our varieties, jute leaf, roselle calyx, sisal leaf for pharmaceutical industry, kenaf mesta biomass to paper industry, sisal based composite to aviation, automobile and railway, because they are bringing from the foreign country, because it is lighter weight, but substitute of plywood, and it is that's why extensively it is used in this industry. Then jute stick and remi stem to cardboard industry. So I think that a repetition of the thing. So thank you very much. These are from ICR Chrysler's sites. What are the technology products and process to be transferred? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kaur. I think this has given the new directions of the opportunities which we can create And I think there will be a lot of questions related to that. Dr. Kar, I request you to be with us, because many of these already the questions what we're seeing, that many of the the NGOs and the community organizations are interested to know about these new fibers and its opportunity. I request you to be with us so that during question answer session you can take. Since the timing, the managing time is always a challenge. We go to the next sessions of the panel discussions, and for that I invite Dr. Kinkini Mishra to take over. My colleague from Vigyan Prasar. Dr. Kinkini, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Datta. Good afternoon. In the previous session, we heard from various experts about the emerging technologies in nutrition, how biofortification for enhancing immunity can help, packaging and upscaling of the jute fibers and other post-harvest technologies. Some of the emerging technologies like big data, Internet of Things, blockchain, robotics, machine learning, etc., can really revolutionize the existing processes involved in post-harvesting, and they can be applied to agricultural produce after harvest for its conservation, protection, processing, distribution, packaging, marketing, and utilization to meet the food requirements, nutritional requirements of the people in relation to their needs. So these technologies can automate the processes and help in mass production of quality agricultural products and increase efficiency. Due to that, many emerging startups are trying to introduce unique technologies in the agricultural fields, which enhances productivity with minimum human interferences. We need to really understand how these emerging technologies in agriculture will really change the agricultural sector in coming years. Today in the panel discussion on the focal theme of post-harvest technologies for agriculture and allied sectors, we have 4 eminent scientists and researchers who would be showcasing their emerging post-harvest technologies. Starting with the first speaker on the panel discussion, we have with us Professor Vishal Pandey from the Center for Alternative Technologies for Rural Areas in IIT Bombay, and his topic of discussion is hygienic and chemical-free jaggery processing. I invite Professor Pandey for his talk. Each panelist in this session will speak for 10 minutes. Over to Professor Pandey.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you very much. I will try to stick to time. My topic is hygienic and chemical-free jaggery processing technology. I am basically a professor at Sitara, which is Center for Technology Alternatives for Rural Areas. And I have a startup company called Survive Solutions, where we are empowering society through alternate technology. Next slide, please. So here, this slide is briefly describing, what are the stakeholders involved in the jaggery processing, for that matter, in the sugarcane farming. And here, I would like to just indicate that we are focused on processing and packaging of jaggery, because there are a variety of other stuff that in sugarcane farming, right from sugarcane cultivation, cutting, loading, transportation, unloading, processing, packaging, transport to the market, and trading in the market. So our focus area is packaging and processing. Next slide. So now the jaggery is a traditional product which is manufactured from many thousands of years. It has a reference in Ayurveda. By international definition, jaggery is actually a condensed form of sugarcane juice, and it is evaporated in open pan process. So it is different from sugar because it is evaporated in closed pan, and it is again a condensed form, but everything is chemically washed in sugar. The main process involves are extraction, evaporation of water, controlled cooling, and then from syrup you form the solid form of jaggery, which has a moisture typically of the order of 6 to 8% in the lump. And if you talk about powder, it is 2 to 4%. It's a farm level processing activity, and it can fetch good price for farmers because they can avoid dependability on the sugar industry. Next slide, please. Here I am trying to depict you some broader statistics. Indians consume typically India around 3.7 kg of jaggery per capita, and we have total consumption of around 4.81 lakh tons of jaggery. Now, if we say the typical jaggery plant is of a 10 TPD capacity, then we are talking about 25 to 30,000 of plant in the country. And the major states which are producing jaggery are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra, and some parts of Tamil Nadu. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, so there are, I think you missed one slide, please. No. Yeah, back. Go back. Yes. So no. The jaggery sector ground reality. The next slide. Yeah. So there are certain ground realities about the jaggery sector. The first thing is the sugar farmers don't get payment on the time, so people are looking at jaggery as option. But the traditional jaggery processing plants, they are suffering from variety of problems. Some of these things are inefficient and unhygienic operations. The technologies are very rudimentary and they are primitive. They use harmful chemicals. The labor and very intensive operations. And one of the important things what jaggery plant has to do is they have to depend on the skilled labor, which is in Maharashtra we call it gulga, or in other parts it's called as a skaragi. Okay. Next slide, please. If we look at, I just mentioned you 3.7 kg of jaggery consumption. Vis-a-vis to that, we consume typically around 19 kg of sugar. And this consumption you can see from 1971 to 2014, jaggery consumption has declined consistently. Now, one of the things which has happened in this sector is jaggery has just remained as a festive consumption. Now, our idea is to bring jaggery as a mainstream consumption. And for that, I'll be talking in the next few slides what we'll be doing. But one of the things which we are finding in the market is end user is interested in chemical-free and hygienically processed jaggery. And it needs to be in a convenient form, like a sugar. It should be in the form of powder. Presently, it is available in the lump, which is very inconvenient to use in the urban area. Next slide. So this is the solution which we have developed. This is called as resource-efficient jaggery processing plant. We had started working on this plant from 2017. We established R&D unit in 2018, worked extensively on that. And this is the first commercial unit which is installed near Pune, and it is in operation. Next slide. So what are the advantages of this? Quickly we'll go through the advantages. So this is, first of all, this is not a, this is like a processing plant. It is not anyway, gud ki bhatti. ये एक processing plant है. इसमें you are independence from the karagir who is, the expert of jaggery processing. Labor productivity is good. The whole thing is compact. एक पूरा factory में बनता है, आपके पास आके assemble होता है. The business case is very strong. 2 से 3 साल में पैसा निकल जाता है. And ये unit you can show it to people because it's a very compact and demonstratable plant, and it is very useful for small farmers to produce jaggery from this. So this is the smallest size unit in its segment. We are talking about 5 tons per day processing and producing around 500 kg of jaggery. Next slide, please. So this is the layout of the plant. So this is the main processing plant, and then we are also giving dryer for making powder. And this is there's a crushing section on the back side. Next slide, please. So this is just shown operating schedule. We will skip this slide. Next slide, please. How the plant is operated. So there are 4 important pillars in jaggery business: raw material availability, manpower, technology, and sales and marketing of jaggery. Out of this, typically farmers, they say raw material की कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, raw material available है. तो हमने क्या किया है, technology और manpower इस चीजों में we have brought certain discipline because technology is easy to operate, it's a proven technology, और manpower side में we don't need skilled labor. But हमको एक हमेशा सवाल आता है, सर इतना होने के बाद jaggery बेचेंगे कहाँ? So there are some slides on how to sell this jaggery. Next, please. So we have done a lot of work in understanding what people need. You will find in the top portion typical jaggery powder price. If I go to the online, it is in the range of 150 to 400 rupees per kg. And the manufacturing cost from our unit is roughly around 40 to 45 rupees per kg. So the retail price and manufacturing price, you can see there is 4 to 5 times value addition. If we get only 2 times value addition, it is a huge value addition. And this is the kind of packaging which is shown in the bottom corner. And we are asking our consumers to visit the plant and understand the good part of the jaggery. Next slide, please. So there are value creation opportunities. First of all, we have a hygienic process, so that itself is a value for the customer. Then it's a chemical-free jaggery. One can create value-added products from jaggery, which is flavored jaggery, chocolate, and all. So these are further value addition apart from selling jaggery, and which is possible for smaller units like this because they can become ancillaries to this small unit, further smaller ancillaries with SHGs for making this value-added product. Next slide. So I would like to stay on this slide for a minute. See, the whole concept we have created is from the value creation. There are two ways we can act in the market. One is where we will say price is a reality and cost is strategy. So where when we launch some product in the market, we'll say this is the maximum price at which market can buy. And all our efforts goes on reducing the cost to increase the profit. But here in the jaggery sector, we are saying cost is reality and price is strategy. What is meant by this is if we could produce very high quality jaggery, people are interested in this kind of product. And they will be ready to pay premium price for getting chemical-free, hygienic, high-quality jaggery because everybody is concerned about their health and they are concerned about the product which is available. And you can see sweetener is one of the things which is essential for Indian families. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Last slide, I wanted to show you 1 minute video, but I don't think this is possible showing video. However, I will put that video in the chat box, our technology video. You can look at it. It is available on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Pandey, for your presentation. And you really talked about how creating opportunities and micro-entrepreneurship in sugarcane sector and creating value chain in jaggery processing and the industrial linkages. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Mashik, CFTRI Mysore. He would be speaking on emerging post-harvest technologies from CFTRI.
So, very good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah, sure. My topic is emerging post-harvest technologies from CFTRI. Next slide, please. Now, if you look at the CFTRI, tomorrow we are celebrating 70th anniversary. That is, we are completing 70 years of our existence. Now, if you look at our range of technologies, we have more than 450 technologies transferred to 5,000 entrepreneurs across the globe, not only in India. Each month, minimum of 12 to 18 technologies we transfer on a regular basis. That is our strength. We are ISO certified organizations. Also, we have enabled accredited lab. Now, coming back directly, because lack of time, I'm not spending much time on these technologies also. I'm just giving a bird's eye view, what sort of things we can do together rather than we just offering something. As you know, a well-developed food processing sector reduces the waste, improves the value addition, promotes the crop diversification, ensures the better return to the farmers and promotes the employment. Next. Now, most importantly, by keeping this into mind, there is a scheme, newly launched scheme by our Prime Minister, that is Pradhan Mantri formalization of micro food processing enterprises. 10,000 crores are allocated for promoting the micro food processing enterprises, and each and every state has got allocation. Each district, there is a one district, one product, where the government of India putting 60% of money and 40% of the money is put by the respective state government. And this is for purchase of the technologies, plant and machineries, and very interestingly, branding and marketing. They are planning to have a brand for the district, and that is going to help a lot in the particularly micro segment in the food processing areas. Next slide, please. Now, when you talk of the food processing demand, I'm not going to the drivers, but the trends, if you look at the trends, today people want to have a healthy food, low fat, low sugar, low carb, high protein and high fiber, guilt-free food, that is plant-based foods, vegan foods, meat alternate, vegan milk. Convenience, they want extreme convenience on the go for food. Natural, of course, minimally processed can be one area. Safe food, of course, we are now looking for the desi food, because we are understanding desi food is one of the most nutritious food anybody can have. And of course, plastic has issues. Biodegradable plastics is another area. Food, nutrition, healthy, and immunity. These are the areas of the trend. Next, please. Now, if you look at the about the CFTRI, we have translational research in terms of food microbiology, where Dr. Renu was the chief scientist there. Biochemistry, molecular nutrition, plant cell biotechnology, and technology areas where grain science, fruits and vegetables, flour milling and baking, spices, meat and marine products, protein chemistry. In engineering areas, food engineering and food packaging, also we have food safety and protection. We have support departments exclusively to help, because we have a lot of business development. At this point of time, we have 150 industry sponsored projects and gap projects of around 102. So we are continuously working with the industries to fulfill their need. And also we have a resource center at Mumbai, Hyderabad, Lucknow, and license office in Assam. Next, please. Coming back to some of them, I'm just going to give some highlights of some of the products. As Prime Minister has given a call a few years back, 3-4 years back, that carbonated beverages has a more of a negative impact than the positive thing. So why can't we have sort of fruit juices with the carbonation? So we are very happy and we are successful that we have different variants of fruit juices: apple, grapes, guava, lime, and mango, which are carbonated, and we are transferred for more than 5 industries on the carbonated fruit juices. Next, please. Another interesting product which we have in our basket is, if you look at the green coffee beans, they are rich in the resources of antioxidants, and this is quite extensively used in pharmaceutical applications. So we have a technology where this is a bioactive rich green coffee, that is CGA rich, where the concentration is more than 60 mg per milliliter. So this can be used for green coffee concentrate, for cubes, carbonated products also. Next slide, please. Now, when you're talking of another interesting product, may not be very opt for this, but yes, of course, this is having a huge potential. It is called as a hango. This is a product where this is an anti-hangover product. some of the people, when they take alcohol, you see, it is not a good to take alcohol, but we cannot avoid. People who want to take, they can take. And they have a side effects in terms of hangovers. So general today, what they do is they take some sort of a tablets or some sort of a capsules. So we have, why not to have a food? So we have developed this product in the form of a food. It can be taken in the, it can be taken as a peel, or it can be on the snacks, or it can add to beverages, or it can be powder form. And also it has a potential to capture the snack market. So this is a huge potential, and it has a lot of good benefit, no adverse benefit apart from helping the hangover. Next slide, please. We have a very good product in Buffalo curd. This is basically, if you look at this milk, toned milk, if you use that toned milk, and that can be used as a yogurt. Next slide, please. Another important product we have is a soya-based curd. There also, soya, as you know, is high in protein, but is not very highly used. So soya curd is having a lot of benefits. We have this sort of a product also, which can directly go to the market. Next slide, please. Of course, a lot of bakery products, they use the preservatives, and we have a natural preservative for the bread and muffins and all bakery products. Also, we have sort of a parathas with low GI, which can be used for diabetic people, and also they have high protein and high dietary fibers. Next, please. So we have pour over idli. A lot of people in South India, they are happy to cook idlis at home, but in North India, a lot of times you don't get a soft idli. We have a pour over idli. That means dehydrated idli and sambar. You just pour the water, hot water, and you can have a nice idli. Next, please. So we have something called as a dolly mix. If you want to make your idli or dosa soft, we have a product called the dolly mix, where there's no yeast, no preservatives, no chemicals used, where you can increase the volume of the idli. Idli becomes soft, it can absorb more sambar. This also is available as a technology. These are all emerging, is like more of a value addition. Next slide, please. Of course, we have pomegranate aerials, where if you want to keep it, generally doesn't keep longer. So we have a technology which we can keep it on the normal condition without chemical preservatives for 18 to 20 days. Also, we have sports enduring for exercises in the single format. It is gels, solids, all natural for all the three areas of exercise. That is initial, during the exercise, and recovery phase. So this is a very highly science-based product which you can have, and this is already done test marketing. Next slide, please. So we have an interesting product in moringa seed protein isolate. We have a lot of protein isolate from groundnut. We have from soya, a lot of protein isolates. So this particular protein isolate works as a sort of a water purification unit. That is a very interesting product. Now, some of if you are from the South India, where the ragi is very commonly used, and ragi mudde, that is all ragi balls, are commonly used, and it is a tedious process to make a ragi mudde. Very nutritious product. So we have a convenience flour. What you need to do? Just add the water, make a ball, and put it into a cooker, and you will get a very, very delicious ragi mudde. These sort of things you can do. Next slide, please. Of course, we have a product where rice with the slow carbohydrate digestibility, which is good for a lot of patients. Then, if you look at the aging of the paddy, see, even basmati paddy is kept for more than 8 to 12 months to get the aging and that sort of flavor development. So we have a technology which we can do it in few days. Also, the roller milling is basically done for wheat, but we have now specialized for different millets. And interestingly, this is information of all the NGOs and all people. We have a app called as a Millet Pro. What is That app gives you please download this app on the Android app, where it will give you the details of different technologies available, different videos and health benefit of different millet products. So this is where available for all of you to use. And also we have ready to eat winning food products on millet base, and also we have millet base pour over products. Next slide, please. So we have Nutri-Gel. We can add a lot of nutritional value to the gel, and then you can consume it. Meat vapors, meat-based products. Then we have coconut protein powder, organoxylon. This is basically a very wonder material. It helps you in different ways in the food. This we have a technology of isolation, and then that can be used for food applications as well as for pharmaceutical applications. Next slide, please. Another interesting technology what we have in tomato, you see the prices of tomato fluctuates from 5 rupees to 60, 70 rupees. And now there are a lot of food products made of tomatoes, purees and this and that, but people are not interested. When you want to cook, you don't want to add the processed product. You want to add the whole tomato. So we have a technology of just preserving tomatoes. The cost of the preservation per kg will run in maybe 3 to 4 rupees. So if you are procuring the product at 3-4 rupees, and if your cost of the processing and this added to 3-4 rupees, so by 10 rupees per kg, you will be able to have the tomatoes, which we can keep it for minimum to 4 months to 6 months. So that is where you need to look. We have interesting products in, we are working, see, we have a different mode of working. So now we are not developing the technologies and selling the technologies. Now we are working with the industries. We are working with the startups. So some of these things which I'm going to tell you, we are working with startups. You want to eat something hot, but you don't want to spend much money. You want to have hot coffee or you want to have a hot meal. So that you can do in the travel by spending maybe 12 to 15 rupees. So we are working with one startup companies where you can heat the product without any electricity, without any power consumption. And also we can do same thing for the self-cooling. For smart packaging systems, there are different options available where it can tell you spoilage of milk, spoilage of meat, and that sort of things. And also we have freshness indicator. We have, if normally fresh fruits and vegetables, people are talking that you do deep and all that. It has its own limitations. But we are developing sir, we have developed a small, smart pouch, a smart sort of a paper. You just keep paper along with the normal leafy vegetables. The shelf life of the vegetables or even fruits doubles. So also we have flavored water. Then we have food for disaster management. So we are, you see, all the disasters in last 2 to 3 years, CFTRI as a corporate responsibility, we have supplied a lot of emergency rations to the people. And also we have a protocol for the same. Then we have bug buster, we have biodegradable and edible cutleries. Also we have egg, meat and meat analog. So you can have a vegetarian meat. Next slide, please. So we have different products like high protein, rusk, upma mix. Then we have sugar-free rusk. There are a lot of products, high protein, ready-to-eat burfi, self-stable chapatis. Then we have millet-based vermicellis. Another interesting part where we have reached at least few million people in the fortification of atta. See, there are a lot of deficiencies, and then reaching out to the common people is very challenging. The success of the fortification is fortification of salt, iodine fortification of salt. So similarly, now we are targeting fortification of atta, because atta is most commonly used across India. So we are fortifying with minerals and vitamins, and we have reached at least, I think, 7 to 8 million population in the fortification across Karnataka, North India, and Northeast part of India as well. So we have different products on that, and also we have health and therapeutical products, bakery-based products where we will have low sodium, high fiber, sugarless products. Also, we have premixes related with the traditional food products, similar products on the bakery horizon. Next slide, please. Of course, when you're talking of semolina, basically it is a wheat semolina, but fox millet as well as kodo millet. They are excellent in the nutritional values. So we have developed the sort of semolina, soji, and rava of this, and the product, I could not display the product here. Excellent product. It is compatible with the wheat-based product. Next slide, please. Of course, we have a lot of products on the spices with regular curries and powders, oils and oleoresins. I tell you, this is one of the biggest contribution, and some of you are interested in this, you can do it. World's total oleoresin production is in India, and there are only 4 companies that are controlling total export of the world's business on oleoresins. So we are very happy that we are the one who have given technologies to them. And also today people want to have the natural food colors. We have different food colors, which is approved by food authorities from different products like grapes or kokum or safflower petals, turmeric, chili, and all that. And you can have combinations, so you can get whatever color you need, a natural color. Next slide, please. Of course, we have sugarcane beverage with longer shelf life. Premium Nira is a very good product. Nira, bottled Nira, you can have Nira concentrate for dispensing. We have coffee concentrate. These are some of the hot products we can have the technology. Next slide, please. Of course, we have different machineries from chapati making to ragi making to idli, dosa. I'm not going in details because there's available on our website. Next slide, please. Of course, this is a very interesting part. With taking Atma Nirbhar scheme, and a lot of people they don't have the money to purchase the technologies. So with the direction from general direction from PMOs, and our management has made technologies free for the entrepreneurs. These are the technologies like Amla Candy, or a very popular one where if somebody wants to try this idli and dosa batter, ready to eat, ready to use idli and dosa batter, ID idli. Their business has grown. They have taken technology from us. Their business is now around 400 to 500 crores. So these technologies are freely available on our website. So what you need to do, please visit our website. There is a section on free technology. Just you to give your email and phone number. We will not disturb, of course. You can download the detailed dossier, which will tell you everything. What is business proposition? What are raw materials? What are the quality process by selecting raw material? What are processing steps? And then packaging to marketing. All these details are available on our website. This is free. Please use these facilities. Next slide, please. So what we do, we help the industries in different ways. One is a sponsored project. If you want to do specific things from CFTRI, we do that. We do a consultancy project, technical services, collaborative projects, composite projects, and co-development. Like this. I know that I'm getting late. I'll hurry it up. Next slide.
Yes, sir. 5 more minutes, please, sir.
Yes, I'll finish it in 2 minutes. Don't worry. So we have excellent incubation facilities. We can have a virtual incubation as well as actual incubation. We have international school and milling and baking. We have rice processing unit and center of excellence on millet. We will have everything on millet. You can come start the business, or you can use our facilities for millet processing. So training, retraining, capacity building, hand holding, and empowering, that is what we do. Next slide, please. Of course, what we do in technology transfer, basically, once you identify the CFTRI technology, you do a little small amount of premium payment. Then what we do, we'll sign an agreement. We send it to a technical dossier. Then we will invite you to the campus. We will do a demonstration of the process, what you need to do. We will train 2 of you on in the process of demonstration, and also we will have one-on-one discussion of any issues related with the quality control with the faculties. Next slide, please. We also have different facilities in terms of analytical quality control lab. You can send the sample to us. We'll do proximate analysis, all other analytical laboratories. We do consultancy. We do some sort of a troubleshooting if you have problems with your industry or you're related with your product. We do sensory analysis. We do packaging, material and testing. We do a packaging help and assistance also. We do sort of a DPR preparation and HR and training, specific training also we do. Next slide, please. So another important thing, a lot of you don't want to invest in the business to start with plant and machineries. So we can use our state-of-art facilities of processing. You have technologies, either you take from us or you have your own technologies, use our pilot plant facilities, you produce the product, do the marketing, test marketing. Once you are confident, then you can go and purchase the plant and equipment. And also we have sophisticated central instrumentation facilities. If you want to use like confocal microscope, we can book online, and then you send the sample to us, we will do the analysis and send. We have nodal codex food analytical laboratories. Next slide, please. Of course, we have a technology accelerator. You have already done something, and if you want to accelerate, use our mentoring, you want to use our facilities, 6 months you'll be there with us, and you can accelerate the business. Next slide, please. Of course, this is one-stop center for food processing solutions at your service forever. I thank DST, Dr. Renu, Dr. Anupama, and my director and team CFTRI for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such an interesting talk. And I think this will precisely help unorganized micro food processing enterprise scale up. And this is in line with the vision to promote vocal for local with global outreach, and will enable economies of scale across the production value chain, and with focusing on health and wellness. Thank you, sir. And now our next presentation is by Dr. Kavi Arya from IIT Bombay, and he's going to talk about e-Yantra scheme. And so this is about cutting-edge technologies that really can play a vital role in agricultural sector to improve the agricultural productivity and efficiency with minimum human intervention and at low cost. Over to Professor Kavi Arya. I invite you for your talk, sir.
Okay, I had to rejoin the meeting in order to make these changes happen. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can. Yes, sir.
Acha, but I'm not able to share my presentation from here.
Okay, we'll make you are the presenter now, sir. Try again. You are the presenter now.
Okay.
इतना डिस्टेंस में होने से सब दिखता है सर का
I hope I'm still not able to present. Yeah, I can now. I hope you can see my screen now.
Not yet, sir.
Is it okay now?
No. Yeah, now it's fine now. Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, fine. So I've been very excited by what I've heard from the past three speakers, from Professor R.K. Singh, from CIFET, from Dr. Gaurang Kar from Krija, from Dr. Mache from CFTRI. I'm very excited by the tremendous opportunities that exist, the technologies that exist, which need to be exploited. Now, the big problem in this country is that our young people are not programmed by us to exploit these kind of technologies. They just want to pass their exams and be given a job and to have food put inside their mouth, basically. They are not trained by us to be entrepreneurs. So what started off as a project at IIT Bombay, my name is Professor Kavi Arya from the Computer Science Department of IIT Bombay. This started off when I was program coordinator for the distance education program in 2002. We tried to teach engineering skills through the distance medium. And out of the frustration and failure of doing that was born this project. And I'm very delighted to say that now we can teach very complex engineering skills, practical skills through an online medium. So we've come a long way since where we started. So we essentially teach robotics and automation skills online, and we've become very, very successful at it. So now we've gone beyond that. We are now trying to train these kids to take their skills and become entrepreneurs. So the presentation is entitled Student Innovators for Local Disruption. We want young people who can see a problem as an opportunity and not as something that they should sit and do this with their hands, basically. So this is what it's all about. Our problem is that 1 million engineers graduate each year. They are generally a very good quality human resource, but because they have no practical exposure, they are mostly unemployable and placements are poor. But our economy is growing at such a fast pace that there's huge opportunities for delivering technology to this market. Our economy is growing exponentially. It took us 60 years to become $1 trillion. It took us 7 years by 2014 to become $2 trillion. And now we are almost $3 trillion. And Prime Minister Modi is saying that 2022 mein shayad hum log $5 trillion ban jayenge. Now, what does that mean? It means that there's a change in behavior. People are becoming more adventurous, more aspirational. The consumer pockets are deeper. They want to try out new stuff, new foods, new technologies, and so on. Consumption increases because you need, and as a result, you need much more manufacturing capacity and all that. But at the same time, jobs are going down because of automation. So we need to create new jobs. So we need to equip our young people to create these new jobs. And as all our friends here would have noticed, anything that you make locally as opposed to import it costs 1/10 almost. And so there's a huge opportunity out there. So we need to teach our young people the design of solutions, how to investigate a problem, modern tool usage, working as a team. Our kids don't realize how important it is to work as a team. We don't teach them how to work as a team. We don't teach them communication skills. If you want to propose to a girl, you have to communicate to her your gunas. If you want to go and get somebody to spend money on you, on your company, you need to communicate to them to convince them. We are not taught enough of that in our education system. So we've mastered this way of transmitting this knowledge through a robotic competition, where students learn while they compete over a period of 6 months. The first year we ran the competition, we had registrations from across the country, and this is the way that our numbers of students participating has increased from almost 4,000 students in 2012 to almost 34,500 last year. 900 colleges take part, and the prize is cash and a 6-week internship at IIT Bombay, which is a very transformational experience. Here, I'll give you a simple example of a theme in the competition. We have 6 to 7 themes. Each one tests different skills. If you're a beginner, you are given a certain theme. If you are someone who's participated in your first year, second year, third year of college, we give you a more complex theme. So this is an example of a more complex theme which teaches design thinking. So what you have to do here, I hope you can see the animation. The students had to visualize a robotic snake. They had to visualize it using open source 3D modeling tools. Then they had to build it using open source tools. They had to 3D print it, integrate it with electronics, and then solve this problem where it has to go around an arena, identifying the red and blue patches which represent rodents while avoiding obstacles. So to give you an example, this is what students learn from scratch in 6 months' time under our supervision. All they need to know is a little bit of programming, but 6 months later, they can do this kind of stuff. So I remember this time when we had the competition 2 years ago, we had a fun theme at the end where we brought all the snakes together and made them compete. This gives you an example, an idea of what students can teach themselves on their own. Okay, now watch this snake on the top left-hand side, this white one. This white snake here, just watch this. The snakes have to go to the middle of the arena and pick up the diamond. So it has a magnet on its head and there's a magnet on the diamond. Okay, the reason I showed you this animation is that amongst the finalists of this competition was one team from a polytechnic, from APC Rai Polytechnic in Jadavpur, West Bengal, which shows you how democratic the competition is. And it illustrates very graphically how much talent there is in this country. Okay, fine, a small number of students come to IITs and all that, but they are not the best. The best students are out there in the tier 2 and tier 3 colleges. You have dedicated engineers, and these are the kinds who are flying rockets in ISRO and doing some cool stuff out there. So this year we also had this competition, but there's a registration fee. They are competing in a lockdown, and we've gone international in the sense that we've had registrations from Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Laos, Brunei, Namibia, and so on. And we've become more ambitious this year in the sense that we are having life-size themes where we are using industrial robotic arms and teaching them how to use all that kind of cool automation technology. Along with competitions, eYantra also sets up labs in engineering colleges. For the cost of 2 lakhs, we will set up the lab for you and train 4 teachers and 10 students. And we set the basic infrastructure, but more importantly, we train your teachers and students and we plug you into our innovation ecosystem. And then there's ongoing training in all sorts of skills. And more importantly, in this context here, we set you up with an eYantra farm, right? Which is actually an IoT testbed, a testbed for automation in the context of a farm, where we give you an entire open source stack from sensors right up to cloud services and all that free. And we have about 390 labs across the country at the moment, increasing every month. And once you have these labs, we let you participate in something called the Innovation Challenge every year. It runs from September to March. And this year, we have a thematic innovation challenge, whereas the robotics competition teaches you robotics. This teaches you how to become an innovator and do a startup. So every year we have different themes. This year the theme is disaster management, where we have 3 different sections to it. First part is a training sprint where we steep you in what disasters are. Next part is a tech sprint where we help you build a prototype of your solution to a problem. And the last part is a startup sprint where we help you take your prototype to market by, helping you write a business plan and all that. And finalists will come to IIT Bombay and present. What's important here is that we have experts. We have, like for instance, in training, we have Professor Vinod Menon, who's the co-founder of the National Disaster Management Association. We have other experts teaching them things like GIS-based systems, disaster management, informatics, software part, and also innovation and entrepreneurship. We have someone who was a ex-CMD of Tech Mahindra, Kiran Deshpande, who is an IIT Bombay alumnus, teaching them about innovation and entrepreneurship. So the important thing I want to tell you now, this year, the theme is disaster management. So we want students to participate and come up with ideas which they will turn into startups in the space of disaster management, right? Turning problems into opportunities. Next year, we are planning that our theme will be agriculture. So just from the last 3 talks, I've got some wonderful ideas as to how we can collaborate with the agricultural universities in bringing more and more startup activity through technology in the agricultural domain. This is how the number of proposals that we get every year has been changing. Last year, we had 1,300 odd proposals from 202 colleges. The number of proposals that we are getting every year is increasing. This is what our Krishi Yantra technology looks like. We have the entire stack from sensors right up to the cloud and analytics and so on. We've been giving TechWhip 3 faculty, in collaboration with our electrical engineering department, a 10-day IoT course, right? And we are also putting eYantra labs inside engineering colleges. We have a project that we are running with the Agricultural University in Parbhani, exploring robotics and automation in agriculture. So I feel that all agriculture facilities should have an automation lab, which is powered by eYantra, where agricultural scientists, young agricultural scientists, can work with engineering college students to come up with really cool technology. And typically this stack from sensors to analytics costs money. It costs a monthly fee to pay for all these kind of resources. But we've come up with a way of doing it absolutely free of charge using Google infrastructure. This is what our eYantra farm looks like. It's on the terrace of Computer Science Department at IIT Bombay, where we are growing palak, methi, karela, what have you, organic produce. And this lets you also exercise a lot of research areas like machine learning, image processing, sensor networks, energy harvesting, all sorts of interesting things. And I'll give you an example of the startup activity happening. This is a young intern from 2 years ago who has set up a company now, right, where he builds drone-based solutions which autonomously and automatically survey a mine. So he's built this totally autonomous drone. So you can think of agricultural uses for this, in which you just outline the area, and it will fly the drone to remotely survey that area. Whenever it needs to be recharged, it comes back to the landing station, recharges itself, and goes up and flies and continues to do its job. So this is the launch pad. It automatically charges and it flies off to do its mission. And then afterwards, it comes back automatically. Let me just take this video ahead and show you how it flies back whenever it needs to recharge itself to go on a new mission. So it can cover huge expanses of territory. This we are doing for mines. You might think of doing this for agriculture and stuff like that. So I won't go more into this, but you got the idea. So we've done a survey of students to see how eYantra actually impacts them. We put the feedback into a word cloud software, and we realized that the place where we touch our students most is their self-confidence, their technical skills, their problem-solving abilities, and stuff like that. And you will agree that these are the necessary ingredients for any young person who wants to be an innovator, who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to take your kind of technology and put it out into the market. Okay. So in summary, what eYantra is all about, I won't go too long. I'm happy to answer questions. Our belief is that jobs are in short supply. They are not going to increase because automation is reducing jobs in healthcare, in manufacturing, in agriculture, all sorts of things. Automation is reducing jobs. Like banks, for instance, those clerical jobs are going to get wiped out. And that's not the only industry. We need people who can be job creators, who can be entrepreneurial. They need not be business people. They need to be entrepreneurial in the way they think. They should be able to see opportunities where other people see problems. And our economy is growing exponentially. So there's a huge need for new products and services and stuff like that. And wherever we see problems, we see opportunities. And there's that lovely quote from Amitabh Bachchan from this film called Padman, where he sees that don't see us as 1.2 billion mouths to feed, see us as 1.2 billion minds which can engage in avishkar. We've got this tremendous demographic dividend of almost half our population is below the age of 25. Unless we can teach them to be Atma Nirbhar, we are going to have a demographic nightmare. So what eYantra does is that it started off with robotics, but actually we are building innovation ecosystems. We are empowering youth to solve problems globally. We see ourselves as a platform across the entire region for Bangladeshi students, Indian students, Namibian students, Cambodian students to connect to solve local problems, and they should see opportunities in the entire region. All the work is done by a team where the average age is about 24. You take me out of that team and the average age goes down by at least about 2 years. So it just shows you that young people can do everything. They just need to be given protsahan, they need to be empowered and let loose on the problems. So that's all that I'd like to say here. I'd like to stop presenting now. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Kavi Aryaji. This was a fantastic presentation. And these emerging technologies really do have a direct applications in agriculture in various activities. And you talked about, and I think agricultural robots can automate slow, repetitive, and dull tasks of farmers, allowing them to focus more on improving the overall production yields. And we talked about the e-Yantra labs in agricultural universities. That is really going to help the agricultural engineering students to bring about the revolution in agricultural sectors and empowering youth with entrepreneurship opportunities. Thank you, sir. We now have our last panelist in this session, Dr. Shri Pradeep Rajan Merado from CMRI Ludhiana. He's going to talk about instrumentation for precision agriculture. So that is all about smart farming. I invite Mr. Pradeep Rajan to make your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening to all of you, especially thanks to Dr. Datta and the DST team for inviting me for giving such a talk and experience, sharing my experiences in precision agriculture. Today I will talk about what is the main objective of precision agriculture in helping farmers in making profitability and increasing the productivity, and moreover how they can increase the input use efficiency for a sustainable agriculture in the long term. So next slide, please. Yeah, as all of us know that the major objective or the major focus within the definition of precision agriculture is to improve the resource use efficiency. What is the inputs? Agri inputs go into the production of agri produce. How we can increase the resource use efficiency, whether it is water, energy, seeds, fertilizer, or the other things, without compromising the overall production. Or you have to increase maybe a total overall yield potential. Based on the yield potential, you have to give the inputs at the right time. And maybe it's the same thing. You can take an analogy in a manufacturing system is just in time. Whenever the crop needs the input for its sustained growth, you have to apply, because in the agriculture the crops may lose the growth and this figure due to lack of inputs. So the time and the quantity and the place is very important when you are using when you are applying the inputs to an agricultural production system. So, but you have to be very careful that whenever you are doing such a thing, the overall objective is to increase the yield potential. You have to, you can't compromise the yield potential. You know what is happening in our country, even after the Green Revolution, the farm holdings are been increasing due to our laws and other things. So every year there is a small increase in farm holdings, especially in the marginal farm holdings. In the 16th meeting, somebody was telling about the Indian farmers that 85% of farm holdings are marginal and small, with less than 2 hectares, which is constituting around 47% area of total 144 million hectare land area. But however, they are contributing around almost the same, 50% of our total agriculture production. So how we can help these marginal and small farmers to reduce the total production cost without reducing or diminishing the overall production. So when you see that the government of India, Ministry of Agriculture's aim is to increase the farm power availability in a farm from the present 2.02 kilowatt per hectare to 4 kilowatt per hectare in 2030. But how it is possible? Why even after so many development happened in the tractor industry and the associated farm machinery industry, our farm mechanization level is not increasing as maybe in the same rate that the industry is growing. Our farm mechanization level very low, 40%. Even China, it's around 58%. When you see BRICS countries, the Brazil even having around 75% mechanization. So why it is happening? Because of the major chunk of our farmers, the marginal and small farmers are not coming into this picture of mechanization. Due to there are so many reasons, but I'm not talking about into that. But we need to more concentrate on developing technologies which can help these marginal and small farmers to do application of inputs for because whenever a small farmers do also, he is not doing a monocropping. He may be interested in doing a multi-cropping with a different crop at the same time. So your machines has to the capability to maybe customize for different crops, different activities. So I will be talking a little bit about what are the how we can increase the input use efficiency with changing some of the technologies and maybe more application of electronics and computer science and the IoTs. So next slide, please. These are the major agri inputs, starting from the energy, the farm power, which can be contributed from tractor, machinery, electrical motor, standalone diesel genset for pumps, maybe bottler, and human labor, or even animal power, which is used in by many of the marginal farmers. Then seeds. Seeds can be applied in a field using a simple seed tools. You can have a planters, you can have a transplanters. So it's another input, and the time, quantity, and the place is a major factor in getting the right amount of plant population in a field. The third one is water, which is a major constraint which is going to happen in the next, maybe in the next 1 decade or 2 decades. So we must conserve this water without compromising the crop to go into a permanent or a permanent wilting point scenario. Then fertilizers. Year after year, the cost of fertilizers is increasing, and it's putting a very large burden on the farmers. So how the technology can help the farmers to reduce the total fertilizer requirement? Can it be presently what we are practicing even after the soil card scenario? We are giving a uniform recommendation. If I have a 1 acre or a 2 acre field, my recommendation is uniform. So when the uniform application happens, you don't have the facility to reduce the overall fertilizer cost. The fifth one is pesticide, the chemical application. It can be a herbicide, insecticide, or fungicide. How we can improve the pesticide application with a higher level of bioefficacy without giving problems to the environment. That means if you are taking for a large deposition rate, you reduce the overall droplet size, but it can is susceptible to drift, and it will cause the larger environmental problem. So how these things can be understood with the new technology, and how the instrumentation of the sensors can help the farmers in achieving these things. Next slide, please. Yeah, in the farm power is a very all these inputs, seeds, water, fertilizer, and pesticides. I am not including the harvesting or agricultural operations. In an organic farming scenario, you are mostly require a mechanical kind of situation for weeding and other things. In the farm power, how we can increase the farm power for a small marginal farmer? Because when there is a studies reveal that you increase the farm power, subsequently your productivity rate also will increase due to the timeliness in doing the job, the efficiency at which you are placing these inputs. Presently, what is happening? We are with the largest tractor manufacturer in the world, with around 8 lakh tractors per year, and what we are moreover going into a tractorization scenario rather than a mechanization. What is happening? Our farmers are not getting the right kind of equipment, especially for small farms. to do almost everything. Why it's happening? Because the mechanization level in our seeding, the seed input is very low. It is not that for almost all crop we have a appropriate technology for applying of seeds. If the seeds are not applied at a regular or a row kind scenario, you can't do the subsequent operation with the mechanization. So if you're not doing a seeding, then the problem of intercultural operations and other things is a very big challenge. So we need to have a package of technologies for a specific crop, specific agroclimatic region, maybe specific practice. So next slide, please. Seeds. If you see the technologies available in India for sowing, planting, and transplanting, moreover for cereals like wheat and direct seeding of paddy, we are using a seeder. But for other crops where a single seed has to be planted, there has to be planters. And for paddy transplanting, your traditional way of doing a planting cultivation, you need a transplanter. What is happening? The design of these things, the seed drill or the planter, is of a traditional nature, and the variability in these things, existent variability in these machines are very large, which does not allow the farmer to have some variation in his application rate, because inherent variability in application rate at a very high level, we need to control this. How we can control this is one of the major thing we can do without any technology or a sensor input is that there should be a mandatory or compulsory calibration of your equipment. Okay? All equipment, it's recommended that the all equipment, especially application equipment, has to be mandatorily calibrated for each crop season. And how we can help in calibrating? Because manual calibration of a seed drill or a planter takes time. Then there comes the picture of you can we developed systems which can help the farmers to calibrate within maybe 10 minutes. You can calibrate a sprayer within 15 minutes. You don't need much time. So for this to happen, you need some kind of agri-clinics. For a season, before season, there is a big demand for calibration. Then maybe some entrepreneurs or startups can come up with which offer the calibration procedure to the farmers. Maybe a group of a cluster of villages, the farmers can bring their equipment, then the one person can easily do the calibration of this application equipment. Next slide, please. You can see that. Next slide, please. You can see that from the conventional mechanisms available for your metering of seeds, there is a tremendous change in the technologies which are used in the modern equipments. So we are working. We developed some of the technologies for planting of small seeds like vegetables. There are conventional practices of transplanting. You are raising a nursery in a small nursery, then you transplant it after maybe 20 to 25 days. This all things taken time and effort by the farmers, and the cost is also more. The same thing can be directly done with a planter with a very high accuracy of maybe more than 95%. So if you have a high germination percentage seeds, the molecular job can be done. So with a very high precision, when a human manual labor is putting a single seeds, there's a chance that it will be multiple seeds. But when a machine does, there's a most of the time it is only single seed at a very accurate depth. It can be changed within millimeters. So it doesn't affect the overall germination percentage, and you will get a very high quality plant population after your planting. And next slide, please. The third one is the water. How we can optimize the irrigation schedule. Just I said that new technologies are coming up which can predict without sensors that based on the evapotranspiration rate, maybe the microclimatic data and crop modeling, what is the requirement of the plant, when to apply, when you can have a optimized irrigation schedule without a feedback sensor. But even the conventional knowledge of the farmer can be translated into a simple devices in which the farmer can program it a simple way using a smartphone or directly to a controller to automate the scheduling process. It can be anything. It can be the director for irrigation or a drip or a sprinkler irrigation. Usually in cereal crops and most of the area is under surface irrigation, not in the sprinkler or drip irrigation. So there are some of the other things which can help the farmer to increase his efficiency of inputs or a water application rate is choosing the right irrigation technology for his crop, and choosing the right energy source, and choosing the right pump technology for which is doing these things. Then we can increase the water use efficiency with maybe soil moisture sensing, integrating with the weather data and crop requirements. New technologies are coming up. We also developed a control, very low cost control, which can cater up to around 4 hectares of land with the simple programming. Next slide, please. Some startups in India is coming up with technologies which can predict, give feedback using the IoT platform with soil sensing and operate the farms. But same things when the farmer operates, when he gets his experience also in the control, that's the best thing to happen. Because sometimes what happens, the calculated or modeling scenario, crop modeling, is not giving a fair picture without knowing what is the crop status at that particular moment. So there is a chance that the system has to be the capability to encompass all these things to allow the farmer to maybe override the present system. You can see that the third and fourth one is the systems developed with the collaboration with the CDAC under a DSC project for a simple controller for a small and marginal farmer. And the second one is a sensor node which can give the feedback to the system to automate these things. The same ways we integrated with the solar pumping systems, and from overall renewable energy sources, you can completely manage your farm without any problems. Next slide, please. We are working with Punjab Agriculture Universities and other R&D institutes for application of fertilizer. How we can change the requirement of fertilizer? How we can do that? There are two systems available presently. Both we are working based on that. One is what is the available soil nutrients in the soil for a particular field, for a particular crop. And this can be done before you raise any crop, before the sowing process. The other thing is that when the crop starts germinated and getting maybe 1 month or 1.5 months old, you can check it with real sensors or using a multispectral camera or a hyperspectral camera or a remote sensing data, so that you can keep a map for an offline application. What we are doing, we are basically working on the application side equipment. Even if you have a real-time sensor to sense the data of soil nutrients, the application of fertilizers can be changed with the variable rate of fertilizer applicators. So both the scenario, we are developing the variable rate applicator, which can have both these things. It can use as a real-time fertilizer applicator based on the sensing components from the crop. It can be fed with a
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I request you to finish it off in another 2 minutes time, sir.
Yeah, 2 minutes, ma'am. 2 minutes. With the feeding of a prescription map, the fertilizer applicator have the capability to vary the application rate. Next slide, please. You can see that based on our test with the farmer field and other things, there is a variability exists in the soil nutrient and on the crop itself, even for a half-acre field. So how we can use these things in the soil nutrient mapping, also with the application. Next one, please. This is a soil nutrient mapping. Next. This is you can connect this mapping with a cloud platform for giving a recommendation scenario. Next one, please. We are also developing a yield mapping system, which can give a fair idea of what is the variation in your yield potential, which can combined with the soil nutrient data will give a better prescription map for your fertilizer application. Next slide, please. In the precision spraying scenario, in the precision agriculture, what is happening, wherever you require to spray, only spray at that level, and that's also on a very uniform level. So the precision. Next slide, please. So we developed an electrostatic nozzle, and further then we continue to develop to make it a sprayer which will give a better application, especially by deposition rate, and it will also increase the bioefficacy of the pesticide in a tremendous point. Next one, please. Yeah, this is some of the things we are using for doing the mapping with the GPOs and virtual terminals in the tractor, and also working with the communication protocols between these things so that the higher efficiency can be achieved. Next one. The key points are that agriculture, if you want to increase the yield potential of a particular field for doubling the farmer's income, you have to reduce the overall energy resources going into the field to increase your input use efficiency. And for that, maybe less than 1,000 kVK can't take the load of this farmer population in our country. So we need more KVKs or agri clinics which can be set up for a time being, maybe before the crop season, Rabi or Kharif crop season, to help the farmers to do the mandatory things. Then there has to be R&D institutions, maybe in collaboration with the intermediaries or the NGOs, more to develop the equipment for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. You gave us an overview of how precision through instrumentation engineering can help in sustainable agricultural production and enable farmers for optimum use of available resources. Now the session is open for discussions and question and answer session. I request Dr. Ketaki Bapat ma'am to chair this session. We have received many questions from our viewers, and ma'am will help us in arranging this session. Sir. Over to Ketaki ma'am. Yeah, Ketaki ma'am. Yes.
Hello, good evening. So finally we are coming to the end of this today's interesting sessions, and we heard eminent speakers sharing their very innovative technologies and available machineries from grassroots, and they are all easily adoptable by the NGOs also, locally produced also. So they were very, very interesting. Only problem is everything, all these nutritional options and all, we have to see only virtually. That is the only problem with this virtual thing. If you would have met physically, we would have literally enjoyed the testing of those interesting technologies also. So we have received a lot many questions. So I think
Yutki ji, I just want to add something.
Yes, please.
So, may I? With your permission?
Yes, please go ahead. No problem. This is all we are interesting session. Please go ahead, Dr. Joshi.
Yes, I just want to add, there were very good things which I heard from the different eminent scientists. My only couple of suggestions are, the Renu ji has given us very good idea how the different plant can be very useful for nutritional point of view, and some Chinese example had been. My only request is that, but this offers us a kind of a study because we will have to agree that we live in a very different agroclimatic zone, and every agroclimatic zone, we have different kind of wild plants also, some local plants also have some or other, one or other kind of nutritional qualities which matches with the human consumption too. So I think one of the point which we can draw from her presentation, that we must explore the local resources and find out their properties which are matched to the nutritions, and then value added for off time use, number one. Second is Saifet. I have been with the Dr. R.K. Singh place, Saifet, and if you remember, it was PSA only wanted me to visit that. We suggested only after that. We have so many technology with the Saifet and many other institute, but they become very difficult for the access of a very common the villagers and the farmers. So idea of tool room can be thought out. Again, I would try to repeat, at least 3-4 tool room where these local fabricators who are there in different locations can be connected with the SciFet, and they can at least begin with something with the SciFet, train them, they go back, they will be the better the promoter of this technology, in my opinion. And then they can fabricate it locally. They can also build a local market, because the community around, they are the local blacksmith which is upgraded now, the fabrication.
Yeah,
It will be very useful.
Yeah.
The third thing, the fiber which was presented, I would say only thing one in that. Well, this is the couple of fiber. There are many other fibers also which are, we have huge number of trees related. This is especially I'm talking Uttarakhand and the Himalayas, but unfortunately they have not seen the day light. The simple reason is that we do not have that kind of a technology. For the Bhimal, I take an example. I had gone to the coir board. We proposed that can we do a blending, so that because they have a tool and machines made for the coir, but we wanted Bhimal to be used again the way the coir is being promoted everywhere. So these are the kind of possibility which I was able to find out, if we can also get the help from the different experts that we have.
I agree, Dr. Joshi. I felt, that today's session and the participation from eminent researchers as well as for community experts and volunteers, NGO representatives. I feel these discussions has led to so many things. As you have rightly said about the blending of the any fiber, we need to generate the documentation, we need to generate the testing lab and other kind of proofs for any taking it further at the policy level or the government level. So I feel very enlightened, because this platform will lead to this kind of a collaboration. So I will first I will not repeat the whatever essence we have got. I think everybody has listened to all the speakers. My only request to our representatives or the participants is whatever you would like to take the inference from this today's discussion, and how strengthening our this kind of setu we can make. Because at the back end or at the policy level, we all will be really working hard with your inputs. So I would request, if you have any suggestions to take it further, they are welcomed. Either you can put it in chat box or you can convey it to us through email. We are eager to receive your specific suggestions. Now coming to the specific questions. We have got questions, so I will read one because of the paucity of the time. We are taking a few questions, but definitely all the questions which are actually put in chat box, they will be answered through the expert and other things, and will be displayed on the Vigyan Prasar's website. One question first is this about the some issues Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni is facing from Vigyan Ashram. They are facing some problem or issues in drying the fermented batter. Drying the fermented idli batter. So how should we solve the problem so that they can pack and then as a product it can emerge? So may I request Dr. Renu or CFTRI expert to answer this question, please? Yeah, Dr. Renu.
Ma'am, you
Can
need
you
to
repeat?
yeah, you need
Can
to
you
Am I
remove?
audible? Am I
Yes,
audible?
now.
I will repeat the question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you are
one
audible.
question. Yeah. So the question asked by Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni from Vigyan Ashram is that they are facing some issues in drying the fermented batter of idli and dosa mix. So what strategy they should adopt for drying it, and
Sure.
what are the things they should follow, or any particular dryer or any other things?
I think Dr. Mache will be able to.
Yeah. Already
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
replied. Already I have replied to Mr. Kulkarni on his private chat box. Actually, the normal drying process will not help. We have a technology on dehydrated batter, so it is not very costly technology also. So they can directly take the technology from us and then solve the problem.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Mache. The second question is by Dr. Bhupinder Mehta. They are asking, I think this question is to Dr. Renu. They are asking that about the chia and quinoa cultivation. What are the climatic conditions are required? And what would be the returns per acre, or how they can think that it is an economical crop for their climatic conditions? Dr.
Yeah,
Renu.
Madam. Yeah, I will reply again. I have already replied in the chat box also. However, actually CFTRI is having an agro technology, and they have high yielding seeds are available. That is what NutriPlanet and other companies have also taken it. Moreover, it is not specific to have any agroclimatic. They are able to, NutriPlanet is having in Uttar Pradesh also, even in Rajasthan also. So it is able to grow not only in southern region, but it is also able to grow in another regions also. Only thing is, it is because it is a photosensitive plant, it should not be grown in very hot weather. Say, for example, in North India, in the time of, say, April to June, when it is very hot. So Kharif crop can be taken, say, in the month of July, and then Rabi can be taken in the month of November. And they get around 300 to 350 kgs per acre.
Yeah. So thank you.
Madam.
And for any other queries, if any people have, so maybe they can contact you, because right now they are just having that effect, tingling effect. But
also, they can contact me, but it is better if they contact NutriPlanet. That is why everybody is, each company which I have described with the nutrition value, so they can directly contact them. I have no problem.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine. Okay, thank you. So the third question is from Professor Satish Agnihotri. He has asked that that citrus peel pectin extractor, if that plant detail. So how much would be the cost, and what is the quantity of the peel per day will be required for any SHGs if they are adopting, women SHGs if they are adopting?
Yeah. Actually, commercial level. Yeah, madam. Actually, commercial level, at least 8 to 10 lakhs will be the cost. It's a not very big one, but 8 to 10 lakh cost will be there, and around 2 batches, 10 kg per batch, around 2 batches. So 20 kg pectin you can manufacture every day. So this is the thing. And another question I saw, that whether apple pomace can be used. So definitely in the same plant, citrus peel, apple pomace, it can be used.
So, okay, sir, thank you. And one more thing is, after removal of the pectin, whatever the residues are remaining, how best the residues can be utilized, other than biological way, I mean the biodegradable ways, but how this can be utilized? Because nowadays this beauty mask and other things, any natural product or any other thing, do you think there is a possibility of this kind of option?
No, actually, that you can divert it to a composting pit or something like that. Otherwise, there is no any chemical hazards in the whole process. So whatever byproduct is there or it is coming, so it's all biological and easily it can be digested. Yes, madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
My next question would be to you only again. It is again by Vigyan Ashram. See, SciFet has developed lot many machineries. Even my PS's office, we also tried to contact before. So actually, what happens is that many of the machineries are made for larger kind of a thing or for the industrial purpose, but corner or any small cluster, we would like to downsize it. So so that is the thing. So maybe we need to have the linkages, how we can downsize it, how we can use the expertise. That is number one. The question is again, all this machinery what you have presented today and many more must be there with that. Where we can have the cost and other details. This is asked by Vigyan Ashwin. So how can we get, or any the manufacturer also, so where they can get the information?
So we have given license to manufacturers, and that list is available with us.
So I would request then Vigyan Ashram to contact you. That will be okay, sir.
Okay.
They contact you and then they can. So maybe Vigyan Ashram can contact Dr. C.
Yeah. So they have to provide the information what capacity they want actually. So then accordingly we can upscale or downscale the machine.
That is great. Great.
So once they need the capacity, so we can decide and then we will provide it to the manufacturer, and accordingly to that design they will manufacture.
Yeah. So the next suggestion, it would not be a question, it is a suggestion by Dr. Saumen Maiti. He has asked that whatever information we are getting it through this web clinic, whether it can be also uploaded on DST Tara website. So maybe we can
that connect we will do, ma'am. That connect we will do with the ISTI portal.
Yeah, that will be great, because then everybody. So I think, yeah, Dr. Maiti, it will be done. Just give us some more time. We'll be doing it. And okay, that Apple too is asked. One interesting question also has asked, again, Bhupinder Mehtaji has asked, that this is about the sur as a fermented drink, which is done by the using finger millet and also from earth and the cardboard. Now, for any such kind of a concoction or any fermented drink for traditional drink, how to value add either providing into the thing or adding some desired microorganisms to another thing. So how we can do it and how their endeavor would be helped by CFTRI, either by testing or giving the proper scientific results. So maybe Dr. Mashi can answer this.
Yeah, already I have answered the mail.
You have answered? Okay.
Yeah, we will be happy to do the test for them.
Okay, so likewise, sir, because there are lot many things, even Dr. Anil Joshi or many other NGOs, I have tested their good value-added products also from the natural food bar or something like that. But to you, it is my question from my side, that how can we enable NGOs by having good labeling, quality products, and how testing or some other things at their level they can manage? So is there any module is there whether you can have the trainings or so that we can do that way also with the webinar or that kind of a thing, virtual media we can use it effectively. So is there any such facility?
So there are two issues, madam. Number one, of course, we will be able to train them, and we do specific training program now online also. Earlier, we used to have a cluster base. We have done, I think, more than 50 trainings on cluster based trainings for the farmers, particularly from Maharashtra. A lot of them, they have come. So we used to do the training part. But as I told you, the Prime Minister's new scheme, there is a special provision of branding, marketing, and labeling. So we should use this facility. This facility is available for existing FPOs or entrepreneurs, also for the new entrepreneurs. So we can club together. We need to
Yeah, that is
identify.
it.
Yeah, and then we should be able to help them out. Particularly in the labeling, new labeling law, madam, most of the new entrepreneurs, they don't know how to label it properly. And then sometimes it is a violation of the food laws. So we will be able to help that. That way we will be able to help them on one-on-one basis also with free of cost.
Yeah, or maybe a desired modules we can think about it. Maybe offline we can discuss. And because many a times in new schemes government is doing very proactively, but sometimes or the other it is not percolating down. And when even I also was not aware that how we can do it. So it is always best to find a proper solution, and we'll be very grateful if we can work towards that. Thank you for your support. So I think the questions are over by this. This was the last question, and thank you for your thing. Now I would just request within 10 minutes, we have the time of 10 minutes. I would request our committee members, the technical expert or advisory group members, to have their views, particularly how to take it forward for today's session. What are their inferences or any other suggestion they would like to know? So I will request first Dr. Agnihotri to say a few words or their suggestions. Dr. Agnihotri, please.
Before that, Ketaki ma'am, one more thing. We are receiving many more questions which we have received already. So due to paucity of time, as you have rightly mentioned, we cannot discuss all of them. What we'll do is, ma'am, we will put for everybody's knowledge that we will put it on the portal in the question answer session, and within a limited time, we will be giving answers to those questions for the benefits of the
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you, Kinkini. Thank you for the information. So, may I request Dr. Agnihotri to say a few words? Dr. Agnihotri? Okay. Is Professor Khare from IIT Delhi is attending?
He is not there.
Okay. Dr. Talukdar?
Vipin Kumar is here. Yeah.
Huh?
Dr. Vipin Kumar is here.
Okay. Dr. Vipin Kumar, please, your words.
Yeah, thank you, madam. I was listening all the presentations and I found that lots of people are having large number of technologies, and all the technologies were having relevance for the society and the rural India. But you know how many people are aware about those technologies? Like the Prime Minister always say that for vocal, for local. So what we want that these models should be replicated in the villages or in rural areas. Then only it would cater the need of large number of people. I liked the concept of Professor Kavi Arya from IIT Mumbai, and he has trained large number of those people who came from ITIs and polytechnic kind of institution. I think India is there. In fact, many people from top institutions always try to get the the fancy jobs, and if they want to be the entrepreneur, they get try to get very cutting edge technologies. But if we could be able to tap large number of ITIs and polytechnic students and train them to take these technology to the masses, probably we would achieve a lot. Another thing what I want to suggest that every time when I need a technology, I cannot approach to large number of institution. So if we could have a portal where these technologies are available. So if anybody want to start a new business, the technology according to their interest could be available, and at that time, what I also request you that if this portal could be made available to the banks, like many time I had the interaction with SIDBI people, and they said that many people are looking for some innovations for setting up some ventures. but immediately it is not available, and there is no such portal where such large number of technology where people could have the the choice. So venture capitalists or angel investors, the banks, the technology business incubators set up in large number of institutions. So if those all people will have the access of this portal, so probably more and more marriages between the technology institutions and the entrepreneurs will be there. Please unmute your mic.
Yeah, absolutely. Very valid. So thank you for your valid suggestions. I think that bank suggestion is really necessary, and maybe anything from our side or from PSS side or DST side, if we can put something mandatory or so, I think we need to work out. Very, very valid suggestion. Thank you, Dr. May I request Dr. Rajendra Jagdale to say a few suggestions or their comments, please? Dr. Jagdale?
No, I think he is not there. Dr. Sudha is there. Dr. Sudha.
Oh, okay. Yeah, may I request Dr. Sudha? Lot of disturbance. Yeah, Dr. Sudha, please.
I think she has also left.
Okay. Is Dr. Ramesh Shaktivel there? I think many people have left, I think. So it is all right. No problem. So I think we will conclude this today's session. And again, I would thank all the participants. And also, again, I will request any other out-of-box suggestion. Do you think not only for this session, but on the whole concept, and because we are actually building this new concept and moving forward for strengthening our nation. So any ideas are welcome. We are all together for making the S&T pillar a very strong pillar for our country. So I would request your suggestions anytime. If you feel, please write to us, and we will definitely we will respond. Thank you all. Thank you for being with us, and I will conclude the session. Thank you.
And tomorrow we have the the sessions from the where the NGOs and the community groups will speak to the knowledge organizations. So request all of you, please join and make that is a very useful and lively this web clinics. I think till now the progress is quite good, because I think there is an appreciation. So the right hand side we see from the core support groups and the other NGOs about the new technologies. But now we need to see from your point of view, how do you feel that this bridge can be this gap can be bridged? And I thank you, all of you, like from DST side, and please join us tomorrow again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronan.
Thank you.